Behind the baller, my life is more than money and jewelry. My story's so crazy, dog. I said make a movie. Behind the baller, I went from playing sports to exotic whips. Ain't gotta tell me, dog. I know I'm the shit. Behind the baller, my life is more than money and jewelry. My story's so crazy, dog. I said make a movie. Behind the baller, I went from music exec to this podcast. Now I finally feel at home at last. Behind the baller.
What is really good? You are tuned in to another episode of Behind the Baller. I am your host, Ben motherfucking Baller. Not Ben Humble. Like, for sure not Ben Humble. Yo, we got a special weekend wrap-up for you. We're going to give you a lot today. We're going to get into a lot of things. We're going to get into a few current events, thinking about trying DMT. We're going to discuss Gabrielle Union getting fired from America's Got Talent, or I forgot what the fuck it's called, one of those fucking Simon Cowell shows. We got a special guest. We've never had a guest on a weekend wrap-up ever. We got my man Thundercat in the studio. We got to discuss some things. Someone violated Mac Miller, so I had to get one of the fan members out there. It's officially Christmas season now. We gonna get into the fucking Niners lost. Yes. And on top of that, the Patriots lost too. The two teams I hate more than anything in the fucking world. I hate the fucking Niners more than I fucking hate LeBron. Like, I've just been hated them. And then a little bit of my history, going to Target and getting fucking cornholed, a couple pickups, some accessories and some motorsport work done on my van to the minivan, wash life. We're going to discuss a little about Dubai coming up in proper preparation. I got an oral hygiene tip for you guys. So yeah, man, let's get into this motherfucking episode 34. You know what I'm saying? So, it's the holiday season, and we went to go get a Christmas tree. And listen, I don't get into all that shit like fucking Noble fir, Douglas fir, all this. Listen, the fact that I even fucking know what the fuck that shit is. And my wife was like, you should get into the spirit and do this and everything else. And listen, man, for the most part, like I try to, I didn't have it growing up like that. It wasn't, for the first, I think like few years when I was really young, when my parents were still together, we did get into Christmas spirit. After that, it just didn't, whether it's sad or not. My wife has been about that all her life. She's been very close to her family. They've worked, whatever. They've had ups and downs financially, whatever it may be. They always remain strong family-wise, and it's amazing. It's changed me as a person. But it's been fucking raining, just going over there and dealing with the shit. It's just, I'm like, man, listen, let's just get a fucking nice tree. I really don't have an opinion about it. And she's like, wants to ask. And I understand part of it's like, hey, she just wants she wants to get a reaction out of me and listen. But it's like, hey, man, just get what you want. And it's going to make things easier, I promise you, in life and everything. And it sucks, I know, for her. She feels like, well, you're missing out. No, I'm not really. And at the end of the day, it always works out, regardless, no matter what the fuck anyone says, it always does work out. And we win. And so we got a Christmas tree, and we got a 10-foot Christmas tree, and she thinks we should have got a taller one because of our ceilings and everything, but really, I don't know, man. And then they decorated the tree, and there's just fucking glitter fucking everywhere, and I hate glitter. I fucking hate glitter. Right? I hate glitter. Lotion. One of the things when I used to go to strip clubs back in the day, I hate when you get a fucking lap dance, and then especially if you have like a girlfriend or something, whatever. And most girls don't really care, right? Some girls really, what are you going to the strip club for? But then you get fucking glitter on your face and everything else, and they think like it's more than it actually was, or maybe it was. I don't know, but I just hate. That's just like how you get busted. Not saying that I'm here trying to deceive anybody or promote deception and cheating and everything. It's just I fucking hate fucking glitter, and it's all over my fucking house now. It's just like I don't know, man. God damn, if I become a billionaire, I might try to fucking ban glitter. So I might really, really try to do. It's just fucking drive me nuts. It's just, and I'm not a Grinch, but we're getting ready. You already know we're in the Bay every single year for Christmas. And, speaking of the Bay, I got stupid love for the Bay. You know that. It's got nothing to do with things. I got stupid love for the Bay. I really got nothing against the Warriors. I really never had anything against athletics, really. But, and obviously I was a Raiders fan for a long time, never ever tried to hide or anything. There's some people here just like, wait, shut the fuck up, first of all. So many motherfuckers are so fucking foolish. There's so many fucking guidelines on being a fan of somewhere. First and motherfucking foremost, let me lay down the ground rules. All right. And this is just straight up facts. You should represent a team that is from your city. You know what I mean? With true tradition, that's just how your family should have brought you, homies, whatever it may be. That's what I'm never, ever going to be cool with motherfuckers like, oh, I'm just a fan of this dude. I'm a fan of that guy. You know, I'm a fan of LeBron, so whatever team he goes to, I go. That's just fucking that shit's goofy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It just really is just fucking lame, period. I couldn't think of a quick metaphor, and I just shouldn't even have to. It just fucking is lame, period. Okay? So you sit here and jump fucking to team to team to team, whatever. The definition of a bandwagon fan is somebody who runs on a team that's winning. Usually that won the championship or won championships or something. That's what a bandwagon fan is, all right? Understand this. With my age and me growing up, it was always the LA Raiders. That's what it was. It was never, not fucking ever, has it been the Rams. Never fuck with the Rams. If you really from LA, and I'm talking about you north of the fucking 105 freeway, all right? Okay? Santa Monica, the beaches, Mid-City, West Side, East Side, East Low, whatever it may be. Listen, man, the Rams, Anaheim, man, and it was just like, bro, no. Fucking no. Period. All right? And I forgot what year the Raiders left and went to Oakland. But you know what? I still went up there. I never had season tickets to the Raiders. I was a legit fan, you know, and with that said, you know, there's a bunch of fuckery. I was there for the good. I was there for the worst. I was there for the bad. And it's just, you know, at a certain point, you're like, yo, dog, this shit is just like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And on top of that, they aren't even in LA anymore. So that was just right there. It was like, this is just fucking, fuck this team. You know, like, it's just, no matter how many ties I had to the Bay, it just was, this is just stupid. Bottom line is, you know, started a business in late 2010 in Seattle, documented, legit, friendlyearth.org, nonprofit organization, e-recycling company, me and 3 other people. I started going to some games then. And I remember a girl I dated like 15, 16, 14 years ago, whatever the fuck it was. She was like a big Seattle head. And it was really weird, my ties to Seattle. My wife was born there. It's just really weird how certain things were. My father-in-law went to high school there. He's been a Hawks fan since 76. But none of that shit matters. Nothing for whatever it may be. At this point, I had been already on my last limb with the Raiders. You know, 07, 08. And I was like, man, fuck this team. Fuck Al Davis. Fuck the whole organization. Fuck the whole front office. They don't give a fuck. You know, they thought that. I mean, you know what though? During the time when I first jumped on with the Hawks too, you know, Derek Carr was doing work. They were doing their thing, and I was like, man, fuck this team. I got involved because it was good for the city, for me being involved in the state of Washington, me being involved in charities and things like that with Whole Foods and fucking from Nintendo to I can't think of how many goddamn companies. And my cousin Rex, you know, and all my other fam out there in Federal Way. And just, listen, man, I started rocking with them in 2011, and that was a losing season. 2012, Hawks started winning, you know, some games. That's when I got season tickets. And then in 13, 14, we won the chip, right? Was rocking with them before that. Had they been a really kick-ass team, me personally, and especially if you know me, if you know me, and very few people do know me, but the people who know me are pretty vocal about it, I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't jump on a team like that. I just wouldn't rock that way unless I was playing ball and whatever it may be. I mean, Michael Jordan, I don't know what the fuck he was a fan of. I don't really know too much about Jordan, right? You know, and Magic was way, way back in the day, but it's like at a certain point, you know, Jordan was obviously diehard Chicago. Then he got traded to the Wizards, and then boom, whatever, and then he ended up buying the Charlotte Hornets and Bobcats, whatever the fuck they're called now. And it's like, you know, like, oh, well, he owns the team. I mean, you know what, bro? Listen, man. Again, if I started fucking running with the Patriots, listen, man, say what you got to say. If I started running with the Niners, and even I just couldn't because I've hated the Niners since the fucking 80s. Hated the Niners since the Roger Craig days. The only fucking person on that entire team that I respected was Ronnie Lott because that motherfucker wore black shoes when that shit didn't exist. And he was just a badass motherfucker. And it made me want to be a free safety. It's just, man, if you don't live in the city, that's one thing. I went about it to the extra route. not only did I start a business out there, I bought a crib in Seattle, right? Started going out there a lot, obviously. Started supporting the team, started doing the charities out there, started getting involved with the Seattle Seahawks. And then shout out to my boy Sidney Rice. And, I started going out there and, business started to flourish out there. And I was like, hey, man, this is a good look. This works. I didn't promote anything super heavy. It's out there. If you Google it, you'll see, I'm in Seattle often. And, I started, becoming cool with some players, Cam Chancellor and LOB and all that. And, I never pushed no jewelry on none of them. A couple of people bought some shit here and there. But basically, what I'm getting at is I've had a history with Seattle for a long time. It ain't shit, bro. If it was like, again, after the winning seasons, after the chip, man, y'all go ahead. Anything before that, listen, man, y'all need to shut the fuck up. But more importantly, let me say this. The Niners lost. Listen, Niners played pretty good today. I'm gonna lie to you. It's probably the best I've ever seen them play. Let me say this, though. And not to sound like that fucking idiot Goldlink, who I don't know who that is, and we'll get into it in a minute. When you compliment somebody in the most fucked up way, and you say something like, yo, man, shit, man, that bitch is fine as fuck, man, her body crazy. May see her body, whatever, and they be like, oh, but yeah, she's broke as fuck, and she's stupid. And on top of that, she got STDs. So it's like you compliment everything, and you just but this is just the truth. It's not that necessarily. I'm not trying to compliment the Niners, because I don't like them, period. But if they're playing well, I'll say what I had to say. They played fucking amazing today. They played incredible today. You know what, though? The Ravens played really good in the first half, and they didn't play that great in the second half. So let me say this. They were not on their A game. There's excuses left and right. Listen, that's great. Check it out. 17 points, 80 points. Listen, to it, 1.3 points. You lost. Period. Get over it. Y'all lost. I don't give a fuck how mad you guys are. Yes, I troll, and yes, I talk shit because I don't fucking like the Niners. I don't like Niner fans. Love San Francisco City, love the East Bay. Don't fuck with the Niners. Never have, never will. And so all you guys can eat a dick. The Patriots lost too, which is fucking hilarious, man. I thought at the end, I was like, oh shit, man, Tom Brady was going to come back. But you know what, man? I feel like we're finally going to see a death of a dynasty. And I hate to use that word dynasty with them. It's just fucking, I don't know, man. But it's just crazy because he was so lax at the end. Like he had no sense of urgency. And he still kind of got back within 6. It was kind of scary. And they almost got that onside kick. That shit was kind of crazy. Going back, yeah, man, we got a big fucking game. Monday Night Football, Vikings. We're favored by 3. I ain't gonna bet on this game, but I wish I could go. There's no way I could go because if I had gone, there'd be no way for me to make it. I think the first flight would be like, actually, you know what? Now that I take it back, I could have made it, but it'd have been a bitch. It'd have been a motherfucker. Yeah, and I don't know if I could have did that to myself just because I would have got to I could have got to Seattle tonight. Or actually, no, I could have flown there tomorrow, fly to Seattle tomorrow. I'm sorry, you guys listening to this in real time. Fly to Seattle today, get there, check in my hotel, chill, head to the fucking game, watch the game, stay over, catch the first flight smoking, probably 7:30, 8 a.m., get to LAX by 10:30, whatever it may be, go home, or actually that'd be just fucking, this would be too much of a fucking nightmare. It could happen technically, but fuck that, I'm not going through it, especially with what's going on in LAX right now, and I haven't even addressed it yet. I've said how fucked up LAX is, but it's a fucking shit show with that new fucking, the fucking new Uber situation there, what's called like LA Exit. Yo, you're fucking tripping. Listen, I will never Uber to LAX. The only reason why I'm flying to LAX is because Dubai doesn't have the flights that I needed out of San Francisco, whatever it may be, or the Bay, because I've been taking Burbank to SF. I'll take a Southwest flight. I don't get fuck United, JetSuite, whatever. And then from there, I'll catch a flight. And it's just that much easier. And then I'll come back, same thing, go to customs in San Francisco, and then boom. But I had no choice. I fucking drive there. Fuck that. You know what I mean? And one of the beauties of while I'm gone is that, you know, I have protection, I have family, I have people helping out with the kids, I got friends over, so, you know, I'm good. And one of the beautiful things about this Dubai trip is that my wife is coming with me. So instead of me flying over there first class in a suite, I get 2 business class, lay down beds. It's still dope ass fuck, you know what I'm saying? Still a $9,000-$10,000 ticket. And she gets to come experience it. We're staying at the fucking address If you know, then you know. This is literally probably the nicest fucking hotel in Dubai. And this is like 6-star luxury. This is on a whole different level. This is not a fucking Peninsula, Mandarin Oriental, Park Hyatt, or even, this is above the Bulgaria. Even this is even crazier than the Bulgaria. This is on some whole next level of luxury living. This type of accommodation just is rare and far ahead of anything else that's in that 5-star category. Going back, man, is crazy because we need to win this game in Minnesota. We need to win this game, and that makes us 10-2. But in the division, we'd be 4-0. Well, actually, 3-0. And we'd be number 1. And what's crazy is we win this game, all of a sudden, the fucking Niners become number 5. So that's gonna be fucking awesome. I can't wait for this fucking game. I'm super fucking excited for it. What else, man? Been listening to Mike Tyson's show again. He went off the grid for like 6 weeks or something. Then he dropped 3 episodes. He had a Freeway Rick Ross who wanted to come on the show, and I wanted to get him on. I still might get him on because I like getting OGs on. But once he got on Mike's show, I was like, damn, I got to come with a different thing. So I might wait a little bit for that. And then my boy Game got on there. Game's episode was real short. It's kind of weird. I don't know if there's an extended version later. I don't really know the science behind what Mike's doing over there. He's had some amazing fucking episodes, but at the same time, he's not dropping enough. And at the same time, he's also a huge celebrity. So I know he don't have that kind of time. And he had Trina. And I learned a lot about Trina because, I have my general stereotypes about Trina and that whole, Trick Daddy, slip and slide, Miami whole Dade County vibe thing. And she's actually, she was way doper than I ever thought she was. And she's cool. And they got into the Toad situation again. And Mike Tyson discusses the Toad all the time. And I just found out very recently that a very close friend of mine just tried DMT. And, not many people I know have tried ayahuasca. And when I first got on the Mike Tyson show, we talked about it. And, they're saying like, listen, man, when you take the toad, it's the venom is extracted from the toad's back. You can't be done in America. It's got to be done by a shaman. It's got to be done, probably the closest place would be Mexico. People do it in Brazil. And you vape the venom, and the feeling you get is the hallucination is what you get it twice in your life naturally. One is the day you're born, and then 2 is the day you die. And for about 10 to 15 minutes, you have the most ultimate high. You see 3,000 years or some crazy shit like that in 10 minutes. Every single lie, every single secret about yourself is exposed. Everything. You just go through everything. It just shows you why life is so much doper, why even the afterlife is even dope. I don't know. All I know is I need to get my life in order and get a couple things situated, get through 2019 and get into 2020. And I'm going to seriously think about trying DMT, ayahuasca, and then trying to get and fuck with the Toad. Maybe hit up Mike Tyson and try to get on that shit. And that's just something I've been wanting to do. Speaking of some other shit, London has gotten so deep in this Roblox shit that now he's creating like games. I don't know, with the laptop. I have no fucking idea. Ryder is following his lead. I created an account, like I said. I think it's BenBaller42 on Roblox. I don't know if you play it. I haven't figured out how to fucking play the game yet. But I'm gonna fuck with that real soon. Speaking of Ryder, we went to before we even get into that, hold on, man. Listen, for those of you who shopped during our Black Friday sale, just know that I appreciate it and understand that, again, this isn't like, these aren't t-shirts, these aren't bear bricks, they're not fucking sneakers, they're not clothes. You know what I'm saying? This is jewelry. Do you know how much, you buy something for $10,000 and $1,000 off? That's a lot of money. Think about what you can do for $1,000. You can go to the nicest dinner, period. You can go do a lot of shit with that. So it's like the discount 10% is a lot. And that sale ends tonight, actually, at midnight. Or is it, I think, 2 a.m.? I'm not exactly sure. Go to my post and find out. But the sale is still going on as this podcast is going, or in real time. And when I was at my store on Black Friday, it was a shit show at the mall. But a lot of people were there buying. It was cool. Ran into some fans. I appreciate those people. A couple cats from Japan were there. And I really appreciate that. Black Friday was just fucked up everywhere, though. It was a fucking zoo we decided to hit the Americana that night and hit Cheesecake Factory. And as I'm going to Cheesecake Factory, you know what? These are things that I order very often. And one is the Buffalo Blasts. I had no fucking idea that the Buffalo Blast had 1,700 calories. It is an appetizer. And then I get the farfalle pasta with chicken, which has 2,200 calories. Okay. Then after that, I get the fucking Oreo cheesecake, which has another like 2,000. So I'm having fucking like 6,000 calories in one meal. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Cheesecake Factory. Goddamn. Anyways, went there, walked into J. Crew because they have the kids section of J. Crew and their clothes are always really nice. And to be honest with you, I don't know what's going on with Superism before anyone asks. I have no clue what's going on with Superism. But they had 50% off everything in the entire store. So my wife was like, let's just get up. My wife is like, let's get some clothes for London the Rider and for Kai. And I was like, yeah, cool, whatever. And we got a gang of shit. And it was still like $400. It was just fucking amazing. On the whole flip side, which is crazy, is we went to Target early today. We took a family trip to Target. All right. And every time I go to Target, I'm like, I'm just going to get a couple things, be in and out, 15 minutes, like I know exactly what I want. I have a list, boom. Next thing I know, I grab a few things, a basket, not even a fucking cart. I grab a basket, boom, $118. And it's like, fuck, really? Like, the fuck did I just don't get it because Target is just, it'll do that to you, right? And I tried to buy an Amazon gift card there. They don't sell Amazon gift cards anymore at Target. I don't know what's going on. They didn't want to answer it. It was some real weird shit that the answers they're giving me. I think they're in competition with Amazon. They're tripping, whatever. And again, I have fucking Amazon Prime addiction. It's a problem. My man Dan Kang said I need to stop fucking supporting Amazon. It's tough too because I'm saving money. But on a bigger note, we go to Target, whole family. And you get some pajamas, a couple Christmas items, some light shit, small toys for the kids because I promised them some fruit punch, some toiletries, a couple like some fucking face wipes so I could have for the plane on the way to Dubai, just random shit. And I get the bill for Target and it's $620 and change. And I'm like, you know what? This happens every fucking time. I just wanted to go there for 15 minutes and we're in there for over an hour looking at all kinds of shit. And I don't fucking know that, but I'm going to the bathroom to take Ryder to go take a piss. And I go in there and some dude in the toilet stall next to us took a shit and he missed the toilet. So I don't know if he was standing up or what the fuck he was doing, but there was about a 4-inch piece of shit, maybe longer than that, about 4-inch piece of shit, about 1 inch thick, and it's just on the floor. And I put it on my close story, so most of you people who are on here didn't see that unless whatever, but it's only like 50 people on my close stories. But I posted a video of it. It was just fucking crazy. And Ryder's like, yeah, it's poop. It's disgusting. But yeah, this is just fucking gross, man. It just was, it threw me the fuck off. What else, man? Maxfield yesterday dropped the Ready-Made Mickey Mouse Bear Brick. And Ready-Made is a super high-end Japanese streetwear brand. And they did a custom, well, not a custom, they did a very rare Bathing Ape Bear Brick. And they only released it at their Japanese, either their web store or their shop in Japan. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. And they dropped that Maxfield as well. And retail price on the Bear Brick was like $4,500, right? The bear's going for like 12, 15 grand now all day long. They just dropped this crazy Mickey Mouse with like moss and all this crazy ass, like, looks like the fucking Loch Ness Monster. He looks like Gossamer. And I was able to get that. And I'm excited because I know the motherfucker wears 6-7 bands off top. And then the motherfucker's going to jump over to 10. And that's just real dope that I added. So I'm just going to have to do something because my wife sweats me every time she comes down to the man cave. Like, what the fuck? You just keep getting more bears and more bears. And now I'm like up to 73 bears. And when I decided to start fucking with bears again, I had like 6. You know what I mean? So is what it is. Again, shout out to my pade, fucking Van Culture, my boy Paul. I got the suspension dialed in, got the car slammed, but I had to get it dialed in, had to change the damping, you know what I'm saying? The damper was a little too stiff. I don't want that shit too bouncy, especially it's been many years. It's been maybe fuck, man, think it's been 6 years at least since I've driven to the Bay. And I'm looking forward to it with the family. You know, I get into the Christmas spirit that week, like the week of Christmas, I get into it. So had to get the shit going. I'm going to get to meet up with some heads in the Bay Area. Going to meet up with some of my classmates, some of my old alumni from Cal, from SF State, even some of them was fam from Albany High. I'm excited about that. What else is there, man? Yo, Terrell Pryor, like, what the fuck, man? He got stabbed. And you know what I hate about when you hear someone getting stabbed and then you get these fucking false reports on Twitter? And someone with the verified account, if they're a news person or something, like, we're getting very accurate reports from very close members of his family that Terrell Pryor is on his deathbed and it doesn't look like he's going to make it and blah, blah, whatever. And I'm just like, God damn, this motherfucker got stabbed like that? And he was playing for the Raiders. He played for a lot of teams. And I'm like, who the fuck? He got stabbed by his girlfriend. Wait a second, what? And not a lot of information was out there. I'm thinking, like, who the fuck is he dating? Like, why would you even want to be with a bitch that's just, like, crazy like that, you know? And, you know, you see this shit, and then, like, later on, you're like, oh, Terrell Pryor was arrested after he was stabbed. I'm like, how the fuck this motherfucker get arrested if he's in, you know, in ICU or if he's, you know, in critical condition? It just, shit is crazy. And then yesterday, I find out that there was another woman involved. And I guess they pulled up to his crib, they got in a fight, whatever, and then he knocked the girl down, which is obviously never good, and then she stabbed him. And I don't know if this is, first of all, I don't know what the fuck, what kind, there's domestic violence going on, but I don't know what is really going on behind it, don't know the whole story, but I will say this. This is not a Forrest Gump story, this is just a historical story that I should tell you guys. I think I have said it on the podcast before, but this is a business podcast. And what I'm about to give you is a life lesson in not business. For all you youngins out there, just know this. I've been in love before. I've done stupid shit and whatever it may be. But listen to me. Nothing comes in between dick and pussy. Okay? Listen to that very carefully. Nothing comes in between dick and pussy. All right? If you've checked, I don't know about in the last few years because a lot of weirdo shit, terrorist attacks, all kinds of stuff. But for the longest time, for decades, when I was in high school, when I was in college, when I finished college, the number one call or the most dangerous call amongst police officers where it becomes very violent and very, the scariest situation for them where most police officers get hurt, injured, whatever it may be, is a domestic violence call. That is the most dangerous call they get. It's not about a robbery. It's not the fucking dude who's holding people hostage. It's domestic violence. And 18 or 19 years ago, I was dating some chick, kind of real low-key, casual. We weren't like boyfriend, girlfriend, anything like that, whatever. We were cool. Fucking crazy, man. She's from the Bay. I didn't even think about that. We're in LA. She's dating some gangbanger. I didn't know this. She told me she broke up with the dude. I don't know what the fuck was going on. She said the dude beat her up. I'm not really tripping, whatever. I was like, all right, well, cool. Come to my place. You know, cool. And just stay with me. Her phone is ringing 75 times. And I'm just like, yo, like really, like even in my craziest of craziness, like if I called somebody who owed me $80,000, I need it right then and there, or really like 8,000, 10,000, whatever the fuck it may be. Someone who's anyone in the most frantic situation. I don't think I've ever called anybody more than 5 or 6 times or whatever it may be. This guy's called 70 times for a phone. And so I'm thinking like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? You know, I'm like, cool. And at the time, you know, I'm enjoying this girl's company. We cool, whatever. I'm scared. I'm like, yo, shit, I'm not scared for me. I'm scared like, you know, like, damn, man, this girl's going to get fucked up. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to try to go home. I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to figure things out. I have the police there already. I'm going to change the locks, you know, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, just let me know if anything's wrong, you know, hit me up. She gets home. 45 minutes later, I get a phone call and she's like, hey man, I just got beat up. He came here, you know, he just took my purse and everything else. I don't know what to do. I'll call the police again. So I'm just trying to figure this out and blah, blah, whatever. Can you please come here and get me? And I'm like, you know what? Don't trip. I got you. At that very moment there, I don't know if I should have made up a story, whatever. I don't know. I'm thinking about it now. I haven't thought about the situation exactly per se for this exact situation. But I got in the car. She lived kind of far. At the time, I was like Bel Air adjacent, and she was in Studio City. And I got to her like in 9 minutes. I flew over to her, right? I remember I had a 5 Series BMW at the time, motherfucker, with a 540. That was a fast ass car. This was like, M5 wasn't out yet. Smashed over to her crib. I had my gun on me, and I go there, and she's like, "Hey, listen, I don't think he's gonna come back." I call the police. They're supposed to be here any minute. Blah blah whatever, and they're circling around patrolling. He took the keys to my car. So I think everything should be okay. I'm just gonna take a shower. I just want to chill. And I wasn't even thinking. I just wanted her to calm down. And I was like, all right, cool, go take a shower. Boom. So she goes, takes a shower. There's police circling around her building. And lo and behold, out of nowhere, I'm sitting in her fucking bedroom. This fucking dude smashes through the window. Through her bedroom window. This bitch lives on the 3rd floor of a 4-story building with the garage underneath. So she's technically on the fucking 4th floor. I don't even know how the fuck, because she doesn't have a balcony. This dude jumped in like fucking Peter Parker, like Spider-Man, smashed the window, came in there, was like, what the fuck? Who is that? Oh, that's that DJ Ben? Is this the DJ Ben? And at the time, I had a baseball card for like the famous, like 6 or 7 famous Hollywood DJs had these baseball cards with me, DJ Am, my boy Scott Oster, a few other people, whatever. Anyways, that's not important. I guess he's seen the baseball card. She had told me. And again, she told me she's broken up with this dude. Jumps through the fucking window, smashes the window. There's glass on the bed. I'm sure what the fuck is going on. My gun is in my suitcase, which is an attaché case, and like it's on the other side. Was totally caught slipping. I'm in shock. I'm like, what the fuck? So me and this dude are like toe to toe, and he goes, "You dumbass bitch, I'm gonna fucking kill you." So he grabs the back of her head. She starts screaming frantically. This girl's Persian, and this dude grabs the back of her head, fucking just pulls her hair, and she's like screaming, "No, no, no." So I tackle this dude. I run back and I go grab my gun, and immediately this dude starts biting me because he's trying to have me drop the gun. This is a real fucking story. This is true fucking story. I basically, thank God there was one in the chamber and the gun was cocked back. I shoot the gun in the air and a bullet goes off. You hear the pow. I was like, oh shit. And he got up and boom, hits me in the fucking head with a table lamp. All right. I drop the gun. I run out to the hallway. I realized I ran down the wrong fucking way. I ran into an area that was a dead end. Now I'm remembering this story as we speak. This is fucking crazy because I didn't even think about really getting too deep into the story. But now that I'm in it, we might as well go all the way in. So this is the fucking craziest story. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on? I have literally seconds. I start banging on a fucking door. This black dude comes over and opens the door and goes, "Hey, what's going on?" I was like, "Hey, listen, man, I just got fucking hit in the head with the lamp. This dude has my gun. He's going to fucking shoot me. Please open. Just let me in right now. I need to call the fucking police." Blah, blah, blah. He's like, are you crazy? Are you serious? Now, mind you, this girl I'm with, she's next to me and she's freaking. I'm like, listen, fucking tell him. She's never met her neighbor before, whatever. He lets me in. We close the door. I'm thinking like, fuck, I don't have my gun. I don't have shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm pacing around this fucking room. This dude is high out of his mind. I look on the coffee table and there's literally a half a pound of fucking dirt stress weed on there. He's like, "Yo, what's going on? Are you fucking serious right now?" I'm like, "Yeah." She calls 911. She's like, "Hey, listen, there's a gun involved now." Boom. He has a gun. We're worried he's going to come back and blah, blah. We don't really know. So the police are on their way there like immediately. Right. And, this dude is like, he's like, "Hey man, I'm sorry, man. I don't know. I think you guys got to get out of here." Blah, blah. I'm like, "Listen, man, you need to fucking just chill out for 1 second. Let me figure things out." And obviously we're on 3rd floor. He lives now adjacent to like a courtyard. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Can't go out that side of the door because this dude's probably outside, whatever. So we're waiting for the police to come. I walk into one of the, I don't know, don't ask me why. I'm just walking around this dude's fucking apartment and I walk into one of the bedrooms and there's a white dude naked on top of the sheets. And it was kind of a hot day outside. This was like 9 p.m. And I'm thinking like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? This is just crazy. So the girl decides, fuck this, I'm going to get out of here. He's going to come in here. And I'm like, if you go out there, he's going to fucking catch us. But this dude didn't even know where the fuck we were, right? So I go out the door. I run past her apartment door and I'm running now the right direction. And I hear this motherfucker say, DJ Pen, man, fuck you, cuz, fuck you. And he just starts screaming at me. I hear 3 fucking gunshots go off. 1, boom. And then there's like brick, like that fucking like, not stucco, it's like that asbesto looking, like just like that tough fucking material wall. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it. It's like brick, whatever. And I'm running and I'm zigzagging. And the 3rd one goes off. And I'm like, I can't be this fucking lucky. And boom, sure enough, one hits the wall, must have ricocheted, hits, and it slices my back. And now I have so much adrenaline running through me, I don't give a fuck. I get in the stairway, I start hopping. And this is, by the way, I'm, 20, this is 2001, so I'm 27, I guess, right? I'm in great shape, by the way. So I'm fucking like 160. I'm fucking hopping stairs, entire flights of stairs. Hopping, I get down to the bottom, and now this girl's blowing my phone up, and I'm like, listen, you stupid ass bitch, you the dumb, I don't know what the fuck is that. Listen, don't ever fucking call me ever the fuck again. I call my sister, and she's like, listen, where are you? So I'm in Studio City. She goes, listen, go to Century City Hospital. I'm like, Gene, I'm fucking bleeding right now in my fucking back like crazy. I don't want to fuck up my car. She's like, fuck your car. So I smash over. I don't call 911. There's an ambulance down there. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, fucking police starts, we're all outside the fucking building. I go outside. They're fucking with tactical gear on, with like fucking grenades on their vests and shit, fucking shotguns, everything you could think of. I tell them the story. I'm like, listen, there's an EMT there. The guy's like, hey, listen, I need to take. I was like, no, listen, I'm telling you, I need to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to Century City. I can't have you guys take me over to the Valley Hospital, where the fuck you going. So I get to Century City. Bottom line is, it wasn't super bad. I was admitted. I stayed the night. Boom, they stitched me up. They take the bullet shrapnel out and everything else, and I was cool. Crazy part was, I was shot with my own fucking gun. He shot me with my fucking gun, so it was crazy. Gun was legit. What's even crazier is 3 or 4 years later, I get a call from the LAPD where I get a letter, an envelope saying to call them, and I called them, and the gun had been used in like multiple crimes, and I don't know what the fuck it was, but they found it on someone they pulled over, and they had to give me the gun back. So I go to Hollywood Division to get my gun, and it's wrapped like 75,000 times in fucking like tape and wrapper. So anyways, I finally unwrap it, and I look at it. I'm like, this thing is fucking destroyed. This was a brand new Smith & Wesson. It was a 380, but it was like perfect carry. It was called a Sigma. And the gun was like, it was brand new when I had it, right? Black. This motherfucker was like damn near half silver. The thing was fucking so scratched up and beat up. I don't know where the fuck they did with this gun. But yeah, I got to take a break. This shit has just gotten too crazy, and my mouth is a little dry, and I don't want to fuck up the recording. So listen. Oh yeah. Hold on, listen, man. Fuck, I almost fucking signed right the fuck off. Listen, I don't know how the fuck I forgot about this, but listen. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I don't know where the fuck my mind is at. It's difficult, especially again. Kaya right now is acting fucking crazy, but I don't know how the fuck I just forgot about 2 things. First of all, happy Thanksgiving again. I know I dropped my episode on Thanksgiving Day, but we didn't talk about my Thanksgiving dinner. I got to have my mom come over. She brought her famous kimchi, and I know everyone says, "Oh, mom's a great cook." No, listen, man, this is certified throughout many, many years of Korean people, to chefs, to people coming over and eating. My mom's food is just incredible when it comes to Korean food. She hasn't cooked for us in many, many years, but she brought some of her famous, she brought some vegetarian kimbap, some vegan kimbap, no beef, because we don't eat changjinim, really. I don't eat red meat, so even though my family does. But we had a bunch of turkey, we had a bunch of food. I fucking feel sick. Thanksgiving, I'm going to start eating different food because I can't fuck with it. But my wife had a vegan turkey. She had vegan everything. It was just, it looked terrible. I'm sorry. And again, I like vegan food. I just couldn't fuck with it. But it brought us together. My mom she's getting old as hell. And she was just so relieved to come over and see that I didn't really get tattoos on my face. She doesn't really understand. She has an Instagram account. I don't follow her, so and there's a reason why, because I don't want people fucking with my mom. But that was crazy. But I forgot to mention the all gold money counters dropped at 10 a.m. on Black Friday. And just so you know, they sold out. It took about a minute this time. There was some glitches. There was over 16,000 people trying to buy the money counters at the exact moment, like literally at a minute. And it was the first time in history we actually the pigeons, the pigeon dunk panda pigeons that Jeff Stable did, that crashed the server. This crashed the Shopify API, it just crashed it completely. And so there was glitches here and there. I tried to buy one. My partner Mike tried to. Few people I know tried to buy one. I apologize. That's it. They're not coming out again ever again. They're fun to have. Tell you the truth, I'm seeing resale at like $375, which is not that bad at all. But when these start getting scarce, you know, summertime comes around, motherfuckers want to get their paper, whatever. But I want to say thank you again to Aaron Levant and Network for hosting this and making these things. We have some more heat coming on Network. And I just want to mention that, thank you for everyone who did buy the money counters. They're gone. And again, I hope everyone did have a good Thanksgiving. And I do have some special shit coming out. Again, I told you I have a vinyl toy coming, and I have more exclusive Ben Baller Did the Chain lifestyle shit dropping on Network exclusively. Yeah, man. So yeah, now let's get into this motherfucking Lakey Lake beat. What up, guys? So Quip, makers of the Quip electric toothbrush, wants you to know the one single discovery that matters most for your dental care is simply this: if you have good habits, you are good. That means brushing for 2 minutes twice a day and flossing regularly, no matter what brand you use. Quip makes that simple, starting with an electric toothbrush, refillable floss, and anti-cavity toothpaste. Quip's electric brush has sensitive sonic vibrations with a built-in timer and a 30-second pulse to guide a full and even clean. The Quip floss dispenser comes with a pre-marked string to help you use just enough. Plus, Quip delivers fresh brush heads, floss, and toothpaste refills to your door every 3 months with free shipping, so your routine is always right. Join over 3 million healthy mouths and get Quip today, starting at $25. And if you go to getquip.com/baller right now, you'll get your first refill for free. That's your first refill free at getquip.com/baller, spelled getquip.com/baller. Quip, the good habits company. So yo, man, we're back. You know, I actually use Quip, and not to sound like, you know, this just really co-signs with you know, a little word from our sponsor, but this is not a sponsored post, what I'm about to say right now. You know, I just read this thing, and when I'm just going to the Daily Mail and stuff, and it says brushing your teeth 3 times a day can prevent heart failure. And there's like real studies, like doctors have researched this and everything. That's crazy, right? But one thing I'll never forget from a dude who's been one of the healthiest people I know. I don't know if he's alive anymore, but he helped me with a lot of Eastern medicine, holistic healing, and other things. Helped me get rid of my allergies and everything. And one thing he said, and it stuck with me forever, is he said, your dental health is a good look at your overall general health, which means you need to take care of your motherfucking oral hygiene. That shit's real as a motherfucker. Real quick, man, I want to get into this thing, man. You know, for those of you who don't know, and most of you don't, whatever, me and Gabrielle Union have been friends for a very long time. I have known Gabrielle since the early 90s when she was at UCLA and I was at Cal. And I was pledging a frat, and I'd met her briefly then, and then would see her around here and there, whatever. And then we became really cool. Like, me and Gab came kind of close around 2000. So from like 2000 to 2004, we were super close. I was close with her ex-husband, my boy Chris, and he played for the Raiders. It's crazy. He played at Michigan with my boy Charles Woodson, and he's the dude actually who got me real close with. So me and Charles Woodson became close friends. But anyways, going back, me and Gabrielle Union always been cool. She's introduced me to people. She's always been a straight shooter. I can't even really, like, her philosophy of life is so crazy. It's just like, Gabrielle is just such an amazing person, and I'm so fucking happy she finally had a baby. But going on, yeah, she's on that show, America's Got Talent, right? Is that what it is? And what I don't know if that's the show exactly, again, but I know it's the Simon Cowell show, and you know what the fuck I'm talking about, and that's all that fucking matters, okay? She got fired from the show, and it was said that after she was fired for being too vocal, and not necessarily being too black, but, being too vocal about, just the bullshit, not standing for, it just ain't gonna happen on her watch. And what had came out later after, because I was like, let me wait a little bit, is that Jay Leno made a racist joke about Koreans eating dog meat. And Jay Leno said, Simon Cowell looked at the dogs like they're on a menu at a Korean restaurant. And, man, listen, man, I'm not really with the fuck shit, and I always fuck with Jay Leno. I'm a big car dude. I was a big fan of The Tonight Show. I was a big fan of dude. I've met him a couple times. I've been to his garage before, and he's cool. I don't necessarily think he's a racist dude. Korean people do eat dogs. It's not like it's that common, but it's like a weird situation. And I know it's my culture, but it's not something I fuck with. It's nothing I would ever do. But it's just a weird thing, right? And it's like an old thing. Again, man, listen, man, it's super fucked up to say about. Because, there's so many Korean Americans that are watching this show, and this is obviously broadcasted here in America. But anyways, man, Gabrielle wasn't having it. She lost a job over it. I think she's going to definitely pick up some other jobs, and she's good. I'm sure D Wade got her too, which is not what she wants, And fuck, there's something else I just thought about. I got to get to it on another episode because we got a lot of shit coming up. But I waited a little bit, and I messaged Gabrielle, and I was like, you know what, Gab, listen, I fuck with you. I love you for always having our people's backs. And she said, me, fam. She replied back literally within like fucking 10 seconds. She's like, me, fam. I love you too, and I always got you. But I'll never let the fuck shit happen on my watch. And I had to speak up on it. So, Nikki, I fuck with you. Always have, always will. Nikki is a name, her nickname that her closest friends call her, family call her. Gabrielle's middle name is Monique, and I think Nikki was short for Monique. Listen, I've been calling her Nikki since 2000, so I don't really fucking know. Coming up, man, I got this fucking Murakami chain that we just started going on. It's fucking crazy. I won't say too much more about it, but yo, man, Cuddy is coming for the motherfucking throne, just so you know. Speaking of chains, I got a very special guest, man. Some dude got out of pocket, and we got to address the situation. So right about now, man, you know what, though? My man Thundercat is a musician, so I know you guys don't mind the jazz, you know what I'm saying? But let's throw a little jazz to warm up this little introduction to bringing Thundercat in here. Yo, Dust Brothers, man, hit me with one of them Lakey beats again. Yo, what up? So we are, we got a special episode today. I know this is a weekend wrap up, and I've never had a guest on before, but been some sensitive shit that happened this week, and I felt like while we was local, I had to address something like while it was time sensitive. It was something that was on my mind, and it's actually somebody who's attached to someone in my family, and never had a guest before on here. And to tell you the truth, man, I really don't have a lot of musicians on my show. And reason being is because I haven't felt like I wanted to touch that aspect of just my life and my expertise and my background or anything, or just in general. I just didn't want musicians on here just yet. I wanted to wait till 2020. But again, special guest, I got my man Thundercat in the studio, man. What's good, bro?
Man, I'm chilling, It's an interesting day we living in right now, right? It's the evil world.
It's crazy shit, man. So yeah, man, for the people in the world out there that are listening, tell the people who you are and why you exist, man.
Well, my name is Steven Thundercat Bruner, and I'm a bassist and a songwriter and a producer and a musician, and amongst a couple other things. I don't know. I guess I would consider myself one of Mac's closest friends, you know, from that to,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, studio musician / you know, weird half-ass comedian.
He's talking about Malcolm.
You know, our boy.
Yeah, we're talking about Malcolm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
The dude.
By the way, so where'd you grow up?
I grew up here in L.A., starting out in Compton, and then, you know.
You from the Hub City?
Oh, yeah, man. I am from here. 116th and Wilmington, sir, right next to the freeway.
Holy shit, okay.
Yeah, I went to Locke High School.
Oh, you went to Locke? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit. Hold on. So you see, a lot of people don't know, man. Listen, first of all, if you from LA, man, because and I'm talking about to this day today, you can kind of creep through South Central and still kind of navigate okay. Like some parts, you know what I'm saying? Like even, you know, look at all the people when Nipsey had died. So many people are, you know, right there, you know, not necessarily Hyde Park, but, you know, Slauson and Crenshaw's like is famous. There was a point in time you didn't want to be on Slauson and Crenshaw. But what I had this conversation when a week before Nip had died, me and Nip had a conversation about, I didn't know that Nip went to high school. He went to school in Watts for a little bit. And I said this, listen, man, Compton is bad, but at the same time, there's a lot of decent industrial. There's parts of Compton where you see a lot of trucks, you see a lot of shit, whatever. And, you know, you might not get into people. You might not see people, whatever. Now, if you're going to school, you're going to Centennial, you're going to Compton High, you're going to even fucking Bourbon Day, okay, different story. But if you in Watts, you went to Locke, bro, you in Jordan Downs, motherfucking Nickerson Gardens, listen, this is an area, this is the area you never want to be in. You had to be a down ass
it's true.
ninja to go to Locke.
Yeah,
because Crenshaw, at least, like, you know, there'd be some, like, I feel like there's opportunities at Crenshaw for, like, you to meet somebody, whatever, you know, try to Locke. You just gonna be in trouble.
Oh, we had interesting times at Locke growing up, you know, and it was crazy because the whole thing about the schools, it was you know, built out of the 1960s Watts riot.
Yeah,
and you know, that was the riots after Martin Luther King got killed, and the riots from '60s. In Watts, you can still see pictures and everything to this day.
Bro, you're talking to me, dog. Yeah, I mean, I know you're talking to the people, but I'm talking about people don't know many Koreans that don't own a liquor store, don't have a family own a liquor store, don't have a family own a laundromat, that, no manicure, no nothing. Bro, I was really in the hood. I've been in the hood, you know, so. You know. What?
I got many of stories, man.
I'll be real with you, man. Listen, I stay so far the fuck away from. In fact, when I'm driving down the 91, I literally try to, listen, on the 91 between the 110 and the 7, listen, fuck that. From the 110, when I'm near the 605 on the 91, I'm like, all right, I'm okay now. I'm near Cerritos now. You know, like.
I remember, man, it was wild. I had friends, I definitely grew up with friends where one day you see them at school, next day they be shot in the face, thrown in a trash can in the back. Like, I've definitely seen that a few times.
No, it's like people be like, yo, man, I remember, I mean, I should have just knew because he's Game's relative. By the way, man, Game's album is out, Born to Rap. I should get a shout out to Game. He just turned 40. Happy birthday, my boy Game.
Happy birthday, man.
One of his relatives was like, yeah, man, I just seen you pull up. Boom. I was like, oh, where you stay at? He goes, oh, I'm on Acacia. And I was like, oh, yeah, no.
He's like, nah.
Yeah. And then he was talking to somebody else and was like, oh, yeah, just pull up on Rosecrans. I was like, yeah, I don't really.
Not so much.
I don't really go to Rosecrans so much anymore. You know, like I used to race through Compton, right? We used to race down the 91 because it was an open road.
Yeah.
And what people don't know is this. 4th of July in the hood is the most lit 4th of July there is. And every year in Compton and Watts, if you on the 91, the 110, that area, you're going to see the entire city lit the fuck up for the last 20 years. I remember my favorite year was maybe 2005. I was in Compton, dead in Compton, 4th of July. I remember when I left, it was like 12:31 in the morning. I had a Yukon back then. I get into Yukon, I jump on the 91. I'm about to jump on the 110, and I look over the city. The entire city just lit up. Yeah. And you know, the hood got the best fireworks. You know what I'm saying? Like they just they got the plug everywhere. So
your homeboy knew a homeboy that knew a homeboy that had them M80s in them.
Yeah. So you know what? Tell you the truth, as long as I've known you, I've never really been intrusive, never wanted to know anything else but the fact that, and at the same time, like I don't give a fuck if you bought jewelry, if you didn't. For those of you who don't know, obviously he's Thundercat's one of the rare customers of mine. But I just didn't care, you know, whatever. It was just like, you cool and that's what it is. So now that I know you're from LA, are you really from LA? Like Locke, bro? God damn, dog.
Yeah, man.
Fuck. So when did you get started in the music?
It was kind of in the household. You know, I had both of my parents. They both were musicians. and they raised us in church, and along with us being in church, but we grew up playing a lot of jazz and were very, very heavily jazz influenced. We had a jazz band when we were young in our early teens, and it was called the Young Jazz Giants, and it was like me, Kamasi Washington, my older brother Ronald, and Cameron Graves on keys, and my brother on drums. And we just kind of grew up playing music, and it started, I want to say, there's like even photos where I have, like, nobody ever believes me when I say, oh no, I've been playing since I was around 5. It's
shit.
Yeah, like every picture, from when I was a child was literally me or my brother playing with musical instruments.
I mean, 5, bro. My middle son is 5 right now. I couldn't fucking imagine him playing. I would be.
It's just one of those things.
No, I mean, if it's in your DNA, it's in your DNA.
Yeah, to some degree, and it's one of those things where I consciously, when I can remember my first like moments where I was like consciously paying attention to stuff. It's like I definitely remember practicing to like the Ninja Turtles soundtrack and Sonic the Hedgehog. It's like somewhere.
How old are you?
I'm 35 now.
Oh, okay. So no, I thought, you know what, dog? Bro, I thought you was like maybe like 26.
Hey,
black don't crack.
Hey, that's the truth. And I just started being vegan this year, and it's like I don't know if it's PTSD. I don't know what to call it, but it's definitely the vegan moment for me is real. So it's like it's been going.
I mean, my wife has been a vegan for about a year change.
Word.
I went vegetarian for 11 months because I had stomach surgery.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out why the fuck my stomach was fucked up so much.
Yeah.
But my wife she was pescatarian for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Then she went vegetarian. You go into your stages.
Yeah.
Most people, they start out, only eat fish. And then you'll go like vegetarian, lacto-ovo, where you eat eggs, you know what I'm saying? Like, and have dairy.
I gave up on everything, bro.
No, she went hard body. And then what happened was, if you don't do veganism right, you could fuck, so you could get, your skin could break out, blah, blah, whatever. And she had to figure it out. She's like, hey man, what the fuck is going on here? And then she figured it out. All right, boom. Once she figured out that cheat code, she was like, bro, life changed for her.
Yeah, I'm still making my way through it, but I feel
it's
like,
tough, bro.
Yeah, I feel like the thing that's inspired me to do was I got angry. I got like after passing of the our dude and a couple other events that was a little bit overwhelming for me. I just really realized it was like one of those moments where it's like either change or die.
I mean, bro, a day after he died or 2 days after he died, me and you were sitting down in a little cafe, and you were eating ham steak, and it just bugged me out because, like, first of all, I've been all over the world, motherfucker. I've been to South Africa, bro. I've been to parts of Thailand that you would, and you a crazy dude. I know you like them Thai boxing shorts. So I've been to 36 countries in my life. I've never seen anybody eat a ham steak the way I was like, what the fuck is this dude eating? This is a big ass ham. First of all, I've never even seen a ham. I don't really fuck with ham like that, right? I fuck with steak, everything else. So it's a trip to say that you're doing that because, listen, eventually in my heart, I've always been like, oh, I love burgers, this, that, whatever. But because where vegan food is now and how insane it is, like, bro, I had cheese the other day and I was like, bro, come on, man.
Right, it's a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's taxing, bro.
Especially in LA now.
Yeah.
In LA, New York, San Francisco, Seattle.
Oh yeah, we be on the cutting edge of it, man.
It's just so insane how good it is now.
Yeah.
So if you could have unbelievable vegan chefs and it will change. The only thing is, I'm not there yet. My wife is there, and she's got. Listen, I haven't had red meat in 5 years. I broke it because I was in Tokyo. I was like, listen, I got to have this fucking $800 steak.
Yeah, man, I know what you're talking about, man.
And that was it.
Yeah, Japanese don't play with they culinary skills, bro.
Nah, they ain't playing. So
they make you break your diet any day of the week. It's lit out there.
So let's get into our boy, man. How did you connect with Mac Miller?
Man, the best part about this in reality, I think when I got a chance to speak at his, I don't know what you call it, it was one of the memorials or something.
Yeah,
I think it was, and I remember the joke was for me where I was like, I can't remember how me and Mac first met because we were both fucking lit.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's like, it's like a very murky beginning, but it's one of those things where I can vaguely remember that it was definitely off the back of one of my closest friends before dying.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so it was like, as crazy as this sounds, it's like I had lost a friend in the same manner, maybe, like, mind you, years have passed since that happened, but it started with Austin Peralta. And Austin Peralta was a fellow brain feeder artist, and he was the youngest out of all of us. He was like 22.
Right.
and he was the son of Stacy Peralta.
That's okay. Yeah, so yeah. I know obviously come on to Paul Peralta. You're talking about fucking
real LA shit, and it's one of those things where it was like him passing. That was a moment for me too. But
wait a second, stop, hold on, wait a minute, hold on. Austin Peralta died?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah, he was 22. What was that? I know it was 2000. I wish I could remember the year, man. The years slip away from me, man.
I mean, how many years roughly?
Man, if I had to, this is the best.
In the last 5 years or in the last 10 years?
Then maybe 5 to 7 years. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and
how'd he die?
Overdose.
Fuck, man. And his dad went through all that shit for his son to hit it. God damn.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it is, man. I mean, there was more problems. There was more complications than the stuff that they found in the system. But
sure.
But it's one of those things that, nonetheless, it's like it almost feels like when I look at it in a time span of like a time lapse, where it's like from that moment to Mac, I kid you not, it feels like Groundhog's Day, because I had several friends in between that also peeled out of here. And it was almost like it became a bit, not to make it so to downplay it so much as to call it monotonous, but it became like, how is this becoming a narrative amongst a bunch of my friends to some degree? But I would, at the same time, me and Mac and our experience and just walking and working together and stuff, me and him would just kind of like, we would sit there, we had our sayings about stuff, we would sit and make music like day in, day out. And one of our favorite sayings in the studio was to just sit down and let it happen. And it was kind of like the worst advice you could ever.
It really is, dog. Remember, I'm an music executive. I'm an ex fucking DJ. I'm an ex fucking producer.
You don't sit down and let nothing. You do, but that was our joke. It was an ongoing joke. It was like, it's going to happen either way if you want it or not. So you just sit down and let it happen. And, you get cussed out. It's just like, oh, there she goes, or whatever the case. But nonetheless, we became friends, and it became closer after Austin's passing.
So how long you know Mac for? You knew him for
roughly several years, man.
Like 5 or so years.
Yeah, 5 to 7 years. Yeah,
that's actually a long time. I'm trying to think. I didn't meet Mac until actually, holy fuck.
Yeah, when you think about it, because the time's been flying. It's
dog. Yeah, no, I met Mac in 13. Yeah, I met Mac and then 13, and then in 2014.
Feels like everything's been sped
He had
up.
that white mansion in Studio City. He had that white. Remember, we had a party.
Oh yeah, that epic party.
He actually, to tell you the truth, I went to his house after, and he was Googling. He's like, bro, my address has to be on the internet because everyone, they fuck him up. I was like, when he said that, it was so funny. Going back to what you were saying about how you felt like it was monotonous. Listen, man, there was a certain point where, and it's not really being morbid. I lost maybe 4 or 5 homies on the motorcycles, and this is Compton, South Central. It was because I was in a black bike gang, right? A motorcycle gang, predominantly black guys, and I lost 4 guys in a maybe 1 or 2 year span, and it got to the point where I started getting like death started getting muted to me. It started, it didn't. I don't know if I was gonna cry anymore. It was weird, and that's what I was like, yo, bro, something got to change in my life. And I got off the bike when I had my first child and everything, because I knew I was an idiot with it.
Yeah.
But going back, man, I was just saying that was weird because you said that you went to this like thing, and I went to it in a motorcycle shit and was like, yo, but I had a lot of friends who've, well, not say a lot, but I mean, I've had friends who've overdosed, and some died, some didn't. It's a terrible thing. I don't really want to I don't really want to go too deep into that, but your relationship with Mac was like deeper than music then.
Yeah, we started to share life together, man. It was like we would spend days at a time together, and it would consist of everything. It'd be like, Mac was like one of the only guys that like I literally like, I have a child myself also, and she's 13 now, and Mac was like one of the only guys that I would feel comfortable with watching my daughter. If I had to, like, this is real. Like, it was like, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to go do this real quick. Is it cool if Sanaa stays for a little bit while I go? He'd be like, yeah, it's
Bro,
fine.
You know how much first of all, I love that dude to everything, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't let him watch a fucking 25-year-old. I'm sorry, dog. Listen, he could do a lot of things, everything else right. But.
Yeah. I feel like in an interesting way, it was one of those things where it was kind of like, because Sanaa would spend a lot of time in the studio anyway, so she kind of watches herself. But it's like one of those things.
Sure.
It was kind of one of those things like it was so overwhelming for Mac. Sometimes he was definitely excited to prove that he could, like, I can do this.
That's really big that he watched your daughter like.
Yeah, that was my brother, man.
No, but I'm just saying, like, because he knows
Yeah, he's crazy.
Not just that. What I'm getting at is, okay, like, I remember one day I asked Mac, and I was like, hey, bro, like, so what's your drink? Like, what is it? And he's like, just give me a bottle of Jameson, and it's going to be gone. And I was like
that was the game, bro.
And that was it. I mean, Jameson was really his thing, right?
We would go to the wall, man.
Yeah. Oh, so you drink Jameson too? Yeah. So I like Jameson and ginger ale.
I like Booker's. Booker's is, if you want to see the gates of hell,
yeah.
Booker's.
Tell you the truth, I'll be real with you. I've never fucked with Booker's before.
Bookers will peel the paint off your car,
But
man.
the crazy part is, I was like, yeah, like, give me some ginger ale with that shit. And he's like, nah, I drink that shit straight up. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Mac, you want some other shit. But going back, I remember one time I was at Mac's crib, the most recent one he passed in.
Yeah.
And he had all these Annie's gummy bunny snacks. And I was like, the fuck is it? Because my kids eat that shit. So I was like, I thought he had kids around the house. He says, no, I never ever fuck with my kids' snacks. Because I thought they were like super healthy, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hold on, Mac got that shit in his crib. It can't be that healthy for you, So I tried it, but it was just funny because that motherfucker love having like munchies around the crib, And so let's get into it, bro.
It's hard, man. Let's go, man.
I don't want to, because we've talked enough. I feel like I've politically done my part of politically correct intro.
Yeah.
Bro, who the fuck is Gold Link, bro? Who is this dude, man?
Yeah, man.
Was he a dude part of your crew?
I'll say this, man, because I know Gold Link a bit. We've done tours together. We've done, different shows and stuff. And the man usually has a good spirit about stuff. I'll be honest. Like I like to believe the best in, like my music teacher as a teenager always told me, prepare for the worst, but hope for the best.
Yeah.
And that's with everything, with a person, with, different things. But in this specific thing, man, there's this, I think there's a saying, and there's also a biblical scripture that says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So you can hold a dude to his word, even if he's a liar. If he's a liar, that's what you know him as, right? You're like, that motherfucker's lying. The truth is,
you don't know him as a liar.
No,
Yeah.
but no, it's not. The thing is not. We're not saying he's a liar. That was complete foolishness.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that was bullshit. That was foolishness. That was ego. That was
remind my audience, remind the listeners, what did he say? In it just, what I'm saying, just basically, what did Gold Link say?
In so many words, and me and my dyslexic ass, I'll say, like, straight up, like, what I take away from it is, like, it was a very backhanded. It was like somebody, it just learned how to give a compliments wrong. It was like a backhanded compliment, and everything from how it starts out saying, I figures you would be the one that died. It's like less tact. It's like there's no tact. There's nothing there that resembles a person's ability for humility and empathy. There's nothing there. There's a person that literally sees himself. And
listen, I could have got past that. You couldn't have. I couldn't get past him saying that Max.
The first statement,
he insinuated that Max stole.
I'm like, man,
from him.
I'm like, man, I genuinely just go like this. You could also, like Anderson said, you could have said nothing, bro.
Yeah,
you could have literally said nothing. And the truth is,
but hold on, I don't know this dude. I don't know his music or anything.
Yeah.
As today stands, at a Max legacy, and I'm talking about from Donald Trump song to Swimming. I mean, not Swimming. What was the most recent album? Swimming?
Yeah, it was Swimming.
Okay. Did you hear anything in Max music that sound like he bit off of Gold Link's swag?
No, man. Here's the thing.
So why would he say that?
I'll tell you why. Because a lot of the time, and the words that resonate with me, that have resonated with me for the last few years, and big shout out to Sid and Matt and Pat and everybody in the internet. The album Ego Death, like that statement alone, Ego Death, is a big deal.
Okay.
And it has to take effect, and it has to be a part of your processing on a daily basis. I mean, it's like, it's different forms of it to different degrees, and like be able to see past yourself sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like realize that this is big. This thing that you're a part of is bigger.
Of course.
And I'll even go so far as to say this. I told my friend the other day, I said, and this is all going to come full circle back to what we're talking about, but my art teacher, when I was a teenager, people used to steal my art books. And like I would see my graffiti up on the wall sometimes every now and again because I was, and my teacher said this to me though. She said, Stephen, imitation is the biggest form of flattery.
Fuck that.
Yeah, here we go. But here we go. So I'm going to bring this back into this. So I'm saying that even at the least, when it comes to these moments where you feel that it's something that's that belongs to you. The reality is this don't belong to you. First of all, this is like the music is not yours. It comes from you, but it's not yours for you to be thinking that this is just yours out the gate. And let alone to say Mac going ahead and copies your shit. When this man has put out multiple albums and has built this whole thing on his own, you think he needs to steal from your ass to any degree?
But see, the thing is, I didn't know who dude was at all.
So here you go.
So what I'm saying is, and I'm gonna ask something, but like like Anderson, he said, bro, this man put you on tour, and that's how the fuck you got discovered.
Come on, man. The love, and like, first of all, you're gonna get me all riled up, man, because the truth is, this is a I don't even want to say it's a never-ending story in the music industry. So that was
true, though. So Anderson did. So what Anderson said was true. So Mac did put him on.
Yes.
Put him on tour.
Yes.
Fuck is wrong with this dude?
Hey, man, it's like I said, the ego be playing tricks on you, bro.
Was he that close to Mac Golding?
What I'll say about Mac and what I've always known about Mac made everybody feel.
Of course, but I'm being honest. Look, like some motherfuckers not. I had my own relationship with Mac. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, and it's cool. But at the same time, like, listen, dude, my man's is busy. He got a lot of shit going on. Even during when he was dating Ariana, whatever it may have been.
Good Lord.
Like, yeah, dog. Ooh. You know what's funny is a few episodes ago.
Ooh,
a few episodes ago, I finally listen. A few episodes ago, listen, no, bro.
Yeah.
Thunder. My people who are listening right now know this. Maybe 5 or 6 episodes ago, I let her have it. I was like, listen, I don't fuck with that bitch. Fuck her. Bruh. I don't fuck with anything about her. In fact, you know what? I didn't even end up doing the piece for them. I was supposed to do this thing and do this joke of her and everything. I didn't do it because I didn't fuck with her at all whatsoever. Man. So fuck her. But going on, what I'm getting at is people might not know until you start seeing all these videos and shit like that, whatever. And it sucks that. But it was more like there were so many different conversations I had with dude and whatever. And I'm asking you from a step out of your person. Let me step outside of Thunder's body. Did you see like Gold and him being real super close? Gold Link and him?
In my eyes, I never saw that. I feel like in the rap game, like it's a different set of rules for how cats like.
So on some social media shit, it looked like they could have been kind of cool
to a degree,
But then he made a new statement yesterday, right?
Yeah,
I think at a show or whatever the fuck he said, whatever. And he's saying they were best friends, and then
yeah, man, that because don't they hit you a certain way when you hear that?
Hold on.
Hey.
Am I crazy? And again, look, if motherfuckers saw me and you, how we sit in here and be like, oh, you should get video. But what I'm getting at is people mistake fashionable people for gay. Anyone who lives alternatively. That's almost actually a different word for gay. But what I'm saying is, I got nothing gay people. Listen, bro. I thought bro, like, times I've tried to tell people I was gay and they, you ain't fucking gay, fuck you. But what I'm getting at is I don't give a fuck. I don't care. It's never been a thing. Am I crazy, or did I feel like was he trying to say they had like a close relationship like that, or am I tripping? I felt like when I was reading it, I felt like he was trying to say like they were super close. Like it felt hella just.
Hey man, it felt, in this day and age, it's not far fetched. I'll tell you that, but I'll be honest with you.
Meaning, I'm sorry, I feel like Gold Link had a crush on this motherfucker.
To be honest with you,
am I tripping?
That's not. No, I mean it's not. You're not tripping. It's like, and interestingly enough, like I've had my experiences when it comes to stuff like moments where you can't understand what's going on with a person, why they processing stuff weird, and they processing it, and then it comes out that they low key had a crush on or had some weird misplaced passion, misplaced feelings and stuff like that.
Misplaced passion.
Yeah, it's real.
It's a great thing. No, listen, bro. All I'm saying is, man, it's just this.
It don't sit right with you. You be like, why in the world?
The thing is this: I was starting to type something on my story, and then I read Anderson's whole thing.
Man, he burnt his ass all the way up.
I felt so good that I deleted everything I was going to write, and I said, all right, cool. So you felt good about that, right? You felt good about
it. And I big shout out to Anderson .Paak, bro. You know what? Because it's like, this is why you the dude you are, bro, because it's the way the way you speak, bro. It's like you articulated. And you said what needed to be said.
He articulated.
Yeah, man.
That motherfucking, he fucking sunned him. He ethered him. And the crazy thing is, me and Anderson finally connected after bro, I don't know how many years it's been. I can't tell you how many years it's been. So I'm probably going to throw Anderson on here now because I'm really weird about having musician people on here. But like, we going to get into it like on a different level. But before we get into some good, we got to continue with the fuckery and the clownery. Yeah. Bro, what happened a few weeks ago or some shit on Fairfax with these dudes with the $15 Amazon diamond tester?
Oh, man. Yeah, man, you know. I
want to address it. I'd rather address it than, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you know me, man, I'll be silly as hell. And I'll just be mobbing about and doing my thing. And, you know, I'm not even going to lie. I've been in my fields. This whole year for me has been like, I don't even know what to call this shit, man. Like, I lost 100 pounds. Like, I shed people. I shed pounds. I gave up meat. I gave up drinking. You know, I lost a homie. I lost a couple homies, you know what I'm saying? Like it's you know, the one thing to take from it is that it just keep going, but you just got to keep going with it. You can, you know, keep on stay in there with it and throw the punches and stuff. And all this stuff throughout the course of the whole year, even to the part of where I'm walking around now and I'm wearing multiple tennis necklaces. It's a whole different me, bro. Like on everything.
Listen, for the way you dress. Okay, first of all, you got some Rick Owens shoes on, you know, and I know and everything. What I'm getting at is, first of all, guys, just because you hear it in the A$AP Rocky if you hear Rick Owens' name in an A$AP Rocky lyric, doesn't mean you understand. Listen, bro, Rick Owens' his bottom line Dark Shadow. Like, I bought a hoodie in Korea, and I was like, this hoodie's just everything about this is great. I'm just gonna get it. And this was like his bottom feeder, the least cheapest thing in his entire, like, this ain't even Rick Owens, bro. It's Dark Shadow. And that motherfucker was $1,800. Okay, so could you imagine? I remember I was with Flacco. I was with Rocky one night, and he was wearing his outfit. And when he told me that motherfucking outfit was 25 bands, bro, I almost fucking, I just didn't know what to say to him, you know? And he interned under fucking Rick, you know, fashion-wise. Going on, the way you dress, what you rocking, how much, I don't want to get you robbed, nothing, but how much fucking money you have on your neck. If some dudes are going to pull up to you, some goofy-ass YouTube dudes, and first of all, they probably have no idea, no offense, they probably didn't know who you were, whatever, right?
Yeah,
they didn't care, and whatever, and then back, boom, and they want to address it. And we could have just let it go, and I could have said nothing, but you had to say what you had to say. You're like, nah, my N-word, Van Baller made all my shit, boom. Now, my thing is this. You know me well enough to where you know my blood relative. Yeah. My blood relative is part of your family, obviously. Yeah. Label, family, everything. Mm-hmm. Don't you think I would be at least 5% worried if there was an issue? No, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
No, I mean, because I don't know if you've ever bought anything fake before, but don't you think, like, even if you got like imagine if like a girl cheated on you.
Yeah.
And you hurt, or you kind of like, let's say it was like the diamond tester thing. Yeah. Like, you know what? I just seen her kiss somebody, right? Now, okay, I'll tell you the excuse. It was legitimately for a role in a movie. You didn't know it was being filmed. It was a motion picture, 70 millimeter Scorsese film. Yeah. And be like, okay, boom. Yeah. Now, what I'm getting at is, don't you think that she would seem super extra worried if you addressed her about it? Yeah. Now, you didn't address me, nothing. One of my employees had hit me up, boom, and I hit you. But if I sold you something fake, don't you think I would be concerned? I'm being honest with my name, how big I am in the jewelry game.
Yeah, no, I absolutely, you know.
So I didn't want you to feel a certain type, any type of way, and like, I was like, I don't even know if the guys I was addressing on Twitter are them. Was the guys I was like, kind of?
They just be up there talking. I don't know I didn't know who the fuck them was.
No, what I'm saying is, I don't know if it was, but I said, listen, bro. They're like, oh, easy to say when, you know, you could say, oh, you always talk all that shit to people who don't have money. And I was like, okay, well, check this out. How about this? If any of the jewelry's fake, any of it, and listen, I'm not rushing to go see you, whatever. Have I seen you, dog? Last time I seen you was months was
ago.
at John Mayer's house, dog.
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm getting at is, I haven't seen you.
Yeah.
All the shit's the same, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I said, all right, well, then let's change it up then. If anything is fake, I get to slap you in the face or I get to punch you in the mouth, right?
Epic, bro.
And if it is, right, I'll give you 10,000 or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And then it was like this dude was like, oh man, Ben Ball ain't gonna squash a fucking grape and a flute. Shut the people have no fucking idea. Yeah, first of all, I'll just shoot you, bro. I go to jail and just be like, fuck it, man.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry that even happened. That's just some fucking stupid shit for some clickbait shit.
Yeah, man. And the funny thing is, my first instinct, bro, like I knew better. I was like, nah, let me not. And then I was just like, oh, you know, let me just fuck with these kids real quick. And I was just like, it wasn't even, for me, it was kind of like, I did this to myself.
You did, and you know what? That was probably God. That was God telling you. hey, you need to slow your roll down. Because at any given moment, what people don't realize is there's fake diamonds that can pass a diamond tester, especially one like that, that's cheap like that, right?
Yeah.
There's CBDs that will pass every diamond tester there is. Like, especially, let me reiterate that. There are finally these new diamond testers that are similar, and they're portable. They're still kind of big. They're about $3,000, and they sold out so fast. You'd have thought there was fucking a brand new pair of fucking Travis Scott Jordans.
Yeah.
They sold out so fast. The regular standard diamond testers, if you don't spend at least $200, you're not going to get a very good one, right?
Yeah.
So whatever it may be, what I'm getting at is these motherfuckers, God was telling you to slow the fuck down, whatever, boom. Nothing will ever beat the loop.
Yeah.
The eye tester, the loop, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll look at it, be like, boom. I'm not going to look at my own shit. I already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason. On top of that, legally, I hallmark VS Plus and VVS Plus on the back of your pieces. I'm legally binded through my company. Like, you could be like, hey, listen, this is what it is. If it's not that, dog, I've put myself in a situation to get sued and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you think I'm fucking stupid like that?
Yeah. My common sense kicked in. But, you know, it was one of them things that was just like, I like, why, it was like,
I wouldn't even want you to even address it to my cousin Cat. Like, just come on, bro. Like, especially where I'm at now in my store and everything. Like, people are like, oh, we ain't going to some janky ass hood. Bro, I got $6-7 million in inventory inside my Beverly Hills store. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? You sound stupid. So let's get on some good shit, man.
Fuck them niggas.
What what are you working on now?
Well, I'm actually finishing up the next album right now, and like straight up, it's just like it's a culmination of what this has been for me this last, between, I mean, I'm gonna just say it, man. It's just like it's been a lot of loss. And, again, beginning with Mac and ending with a couple other people that were very close to me. And I don't know. It's just kind of like it's.
But that deep pain.
Yeah. It's just
let me tell you, me being 12 years older than you, that pain gonna take you somewhere, man. And trust it. And like, don't let it take you, too deep under. But what I mean is, I think that I think Mac is still around you. I'm not saying that to be a weirdo either. I don't talk like this at all. I think he's around you just because you guys share some vibes, right? So I think when you pick up that guitar, or whatever you're doing in the studio, and call me crazy, don't you feel like Mac when you're making music lately, or no? Or sometimes?
Hey man, I keep him with me, man. I keep him with me in my spirit, in my heart, in my mind. I even got I got him tattooed on my arm.
Yeah.
Because it was like I can never forget what we were doing and where we were and how we were and when we were.
Right.
It's something that kind of like from haunts me to it'll wake me up out of my sleep to the point where from that to like it'll drive me in the day, also stop me sometimes. It's one of those things like it's a constant reminder of life, mortality, and like it kind of like, it's there. And I can still hear his mannerisms. I can hear his sniffling. I can hear his, his like slight laugh or like a little weird.
No disrespect to Mac. I'm not saying this is any disrespect. You would know because what I'm going to say is you'll understand. Is that the most boogery nosed motherfucker in the world or what?
Yeah, man.
Dog?
He always has snot and he be sniffling.
This motherfucker.
Grunting.
Bro, I would literally be in the car and be like, please don't put your shitty ass boogers inside my Ferrari, bro.
He always had a little sniff. A little sniff before he would talk. You'd be like, hey, all right. Hey, man.
Do you remember when he moved to New York for a little bit, right? He moved to New York for a little bit.
Yes.
And his brother was like, and then he was staying downtown for like a real short amount of time, like in like the arts district area.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I came to pick him up, boom, whatever.
I hated that shit.
And
it's fucking cobblestone ass.
Yeah. And I just was like, bro, Mac, we just went to a vintage store. This was the first time I ever seen him spend money like this before in my entire life.
Yeah.
I had no idea that he had that much vintage polo.
Oh, yeah,
And so, because every time I see this
like
motherfucker,
an old head, right?
No,
like
yeah, he looks like he looks like a fucking scumbag, right?
Uh-huh.
So me and Mac are chilling. He drops $14,000 on vintage polo, and mind you, we're in my Ferrari. We're in a Ferrari. Where I just have whatever we can put in the front, in the trunk, in the hood, right?
Yeah.
So we're in the car, and I look at him, and I'm like, bro, man, I got a baby wipe. He's like, for what? I was like, bro, you got snot in your nose. Bro, you got too much. You don't care, bro. And, we ate a lot. We would go and do things, whatever. And then when he would go drop money on things, it was so weird. Like, even when he bought jewelry from me, it was weird. We worked on things and he was just such a, like, I don't know, man. It was just a weird
Mac
thing.
was the dude, man.
Yeah, no, for sure.
He was just the dude. He abided, he'd roll around, and he'd clean up really well,
No, for sure.
The dude he'd get his edge up, and he'd be like, yo, I'm clean, I'm up. And he'd be like, he'd put on his fresh shirt, and he'd be like, should I put on the Pittsburgh jacket, or should I put on the Puma jacket, or should I put on
he had his chains.
He had his chains.
He'd have some fly kicks he would rarely wear. So going back to the music, you don't even do vocals, but are you gonna have people sing? Like, you don't really...
I do vocals. I sing and play. And this is definitely me singing more, like,
Bro, I've only heard the music. I've never heard you sing.
Well, my first albums were more, second album were like very instrumental. And then like all the stuff that I've always been associated with, usually it would be me playing bass, or like, sometimes I may sing a bit, background or something like that.
Dope.
But this is, my music is usually me singing and playing.
If you could think of just one non-famous musical inspiration and one famous musical, only one, who would your famous musical inspiration be for why you sound the way you sound and everything?
So non-musical and musical.
Non-famous and famous, what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, let's see here. If I had to give a good broad spectrum, I would say if Jaco Pastorius, definitely one of my hugest inspirations. Who's a bass player, passed away, I think between 84 or 86, something like that. And played with Weather Report, did his own music, played with a lot of different people. And
God damn, you said Weather Report, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. And that Jaco, is one of my biggest inspirations. And then if I was to say one that was less famous, it would have to be my dad.
I figured you were gonna say your dad. So like, when I listen to old, like, I'm trying to think of like Tower of Power, listen to the Meters, listen to fucking even like, fuck man, there's so much music that I can't even start. But even like when I go back to jazz, right?
Yeah.
And you hear Donald Byrd, and you're like, God damn, bro, boom. Here's some Grover Washington Jr.
Yes, sir.
And then you hear some motherfucking Roy Ayers.
Yes, sir.
And then you start
Inglewood. Roy Ayers from Inglewood, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And you start listening to all that, and then you listen to shit now. No disrespect to Frank Ocean, anybody that's got dope sounds or anything, right? Frank's my dude. I mean, he put my name in the song. What I'm getting at is, do you know how far
it's so far,
the
man?
The fucking distances between? So, what would you say the highlight of your? I mean, so far, what is the highlight of your career, of your musical career?
One of the highlights of my musical career, if I'm being quite honest, it's definitely the moment with Kenny Loggins and Michael McDonald.
Holy shit! Yeah,
it's like when the feelings that would go rushing when I think about that moment for me, it's because it's almost one of those things where people wouldn't realize, like, even for Amy, that I would be influenced by them.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things like Kenny gave me my swag, man. Like, for real. Like, one of my favorite songs is Heart to Heart. And I listen to that song, like, I feel like he's teaching me how to be that guy and understanding those feelings that, it's just like, it is what it is. And I kid you not, I will be in the store, and if that song comes on the radio, I'm knocking stuff over in the aisle.
When you think about people,
singing to people, because
when you think about people from the '80s that were like killing the '80s, like Hall & Oates.
Oh man!
And if I'm listening to like a Steely Dan record, right? Man. You listen to Steely Dan, and you really listen to this, and you're like, yo, are you fucking kidding me? Today in 2019, I'll play Steely Dan, or like in 2019, I'll play like
Do you think a Steely Dan would be able to survive in this, like, in
no,
a now?
but they'll still, I'm just saying, I mean, they could still, Fleetwood Mac, that whole thing, they could still, you know what I mean, they could still sell out what they need to sell out.
Oh,
but
yeah. No, I mean like, if a Steely Dan was to come out now.
Nah. Could you imagine if they, okay.
That's a lot, right?
Did you see that movie Yesterday?
Movie called Yesterday.
Yeah. The one where the dude, you never saw that movie?
No, what is that?
Oh my God. So it's a British movie, and some freak accident happened in the world, and the whole world lost power.
Yeah.
For like 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And the entire Beatles deleted from the world. The Beatles catalog, everything. So this guy, he's a singer, he's in a rock band. He performed every Beatles song as if they were his songs, and no one ever heard of them before. They thought they were the greatest songs in the world.
Wow.
I have to be completely real with you. If somehow, some way, Steely Dan, Hall & Oates, Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks, whatever,
they had to disappear.
You know what I'm saying? If they disappeared and re-entered, dog, you're talking about, bro, Steely Dan, are you kidding me, dog?
Yeah,
you joking me, bro?
Good Lord. Donald
fucking
Fagen.
Deacon Blues, Donald Fagen. But Donald Fagen is like, it was a very era-ish sound. You know, when you hear Donald Fagen, it was very, I mean, this dude was, them keyboards was mean. But what I'm getting at is,
I want to work with Donald Fagen, man.
I don't even know where to begin with. I'm sure, you know, now everything's so accessible in a way. You know, like, there was a rapper, E40.
Yeah,
he did a song, he used like a Sarah Smile sample of Hall & Oates, and he worked with dudes, and I remember seeing them like, whoa, like, but just, I'm always obsessed about seeing like when I watched Bohemian Rhapsody, right? I always fuck with Freddie Mercury. I was like, yo, this dude is insane. Like, do you have any idea how fucking unbelievable this dude's music is? And like, they sang everything. They made shit up. They went and had fun with it.
Yeah.
Not many people can do that anymore. Speaking of which,
I mean, it's just different. It's different because I low key, you know what I start to look for now? Like I get excited at the creativity of the rap right now. Like, now that you mentioned it, you know, like now we going into that. Like, I really be tripping out. Like, you know, like I've been following this cat 645 AR. And it's like, he just wild. Like 645 AR. I mean, Zan Man. Like, Earl Sweatshirt turned me on to Zan Man.
Right.
You know,
Earl's
you know, another one.
Earl reminds me of, because I mean, obviously, you know, because I was so close to Odd Future.
Yeah.
Earl reminds me of, and this is way back in the day. There was a group called Ultramagnetic MCs, and there was a guy named Cool Keith.
Yeah.
He was like super famous. He was very, very weird. I remember he said a freestyle one time. I was at some club.
Yeah.
I forgot what the fuck he said, but he said something like, Mary J. Blige's high heel in a Jodeci leather pant. I forgot what the fuck he said. It was so ridiculously off the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, Earl's obviously, you know, super talented.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I know it's different end of the spectrum. How did you connect with John Mayer?
Ooh, I remember how I connected with John Mayer. It was through a mutual acquaintance by the name of Zane Carney, who is an astounding and amazing and one of my favorite guitar players. And I haven't seen him in quite a while because I feel like he's been moving around and doing his thing, and he's been in his own he's been in his own world, which is what you're supposed to be, you know. And I miss you, Zane, wherever you're at. But it's Zane Carney was like, you guys need to meet. And it was like, whenever one of your friends says something like, you guys need to meet, it's one of those things that's like, on what premises? Like, you know, bro, like you go, like, why would I need to meet this person?
I never, ever would ever in a million years, even when I was like, oh, you know what? John actually got some cool style. Like, I started realizing, like, early on when the internet was really just message forms and stuff.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, yo, this dude knows what's up with Japanese streetwear, and he's really into certain specific types of things and high-end shit. Oh, John's really into watches, you know, certain things. Still never wanted to reach out to dude. You know, oh, John fucks all the bad bitches. Yeah. I never wanted to reach out to dude. It took one of his close friends that connected us over some shit. And it was so funny because, you know, someone's like, oh, let me introduce you to somebody. You know, I'm like, okay, fucking introduce me to fucking, you know, fucking Sammy Johnson. I'm just making up a name. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Okay, boom. It's like, oh, it's John Mayer. I'm like, all right. I deal with a lot of major celebrities though, so it's like, oh, no big deal.
Like,
but I didn't think that we would click like the way we did. So it was just weird.
John's a real one, right?
You know, John's dope. Have you ever played with him before?
Yeah.
You play guitar?
Yeah, that's the first time we met. That's Zane. We went to Zane's house, and John pulls up. Me and Zane are just kind of like, you know, floating around. I think I was drinking at the time too, so I definitely had to be just like completely just laid back on a chair, just about to pass. I don't, you know, like nonetheless.
Have you seen one of his concerts before?
Not personally, no, I haven't. I mean, I've seen it like online, or I've seen I listened to his live recording. Is one of my favorite live recordings ever.
I don't listen to any music of his from anything. Videos he showed me in his house. You know, I know obviously Wonderwall, whatever. Not Wonderwall, what the fuck? Your Body's a Wonderland.
Yeah.
Wonderwall, Jesus Christ, that's fucking Oasis. I went to a concert. I took my wife to it, and we trolled the internet. And because I made John some crazy pieces, like fucking crazy pieces, right?
I've low key, like, side note, like, I've been trying to get him to wear him out the house, bro. I've been like, yo, come on, bro. Like, because he has one piece that you did, now that we talking about it, that literally, I'm just like, low key, like, why aren't you walking around in the Muay Thai shorts I'll be wearing and just that chain? Because it's a giant Lebowski piece. And low key, like,
I was there when he showed it to you that one night in the pool. By the way, I brought fucking swim goggles and everything, so thank God you actually went in the pool. I was really happy you did. But when he brought it out, I think you appreciated it more than almost anybody in that house. And the crazy part about it was for his 40th birthday.
Yeah.
He went to Brazil, was rocking it. And I remember one night we were going out and I rarely ever go out.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, bring it out. And he's like, dog, if I bring it out and you're with me, it's too jokey. Because, it's like, it ain't some small piece, man.
It's massive, yeah.
And he busted down the Hermes link. So I'm just like, Jesus Christ. But what I'm getting at...
He's a rocket, man.
Yeah, no, he does. He said here and there, it's funny. But, we trolled the internet at that show at the Forum, sold out show. And we broke out the smallest Jesus piece ever. It's the size of my nail. Do you remember that?
Micro
It was called the Nano.
The Nano.
It was called the Nano Jesus piece. And he came up with the caption, we acted, whatever. But the crazy part about it was his show breaks up into 2 shows.
Yeah.
Where he has the acoustical.
Yeah.
And then he has everything. And I was just like, yo, dog, like, this motherfucker is serious with his acoustic guitar.
Oh, he's John.
Then you get the electric guitar, right? Because I asked him about a bunch of questions about the guitars. He was showing me, I was just like, dog, I'm not about to have a fucking conversation about motherfucking Stratocasters with this motherfucker right now. Like,
yeah, he'll do it to you real quick. You'd be like, all right, that's enough.
So last question, man, and this is actually, no, I'm sorry. There's 2 questions, but it's the same category. And I want because I've never spoke about this on the podcast before, and I don't know if I ever will, because I have a lot of friends who fuck with it, but I don't want to talk about it anymore because it's driving me. It put me in a situation where I did something, and now people put me in this category. I'm like, bro, I don't fuck with that like that. I just made it, so keep me out of it. What is your obsession with Dragon Ball Z?
Man, Dragon Ball is life, bruh. That goes...
How many black people do you know even fuck with Dragon Ball Z?
Here's the thing. Most of us fuck with Dragon Ball Z. I'll tell you why I think. It's like somebody said it, I think one of my friends said it's something about the rise and the hero's arc, or like it kind of inspires you. Honestly, like, if it's one of those things, like, for me personally, it's one of those things where first of all, the character I resonate with in the cartoon, out the gate, you got your guys that are like, Goku fans, you got your Piccolo fans.
Hold on, don't continue on that,
because that's
my second question. So don't continue on that.
Okay, but
I'm going to rewind a little bit. I was inside of Fox Hills Mall.
Yeah,
and this is recent. This is.
Man, I gotta go to the Fox Hills. I ain't been there in a minute, bro.
Yeah, they changed it completely.
Yeah,
there's still gangbangers, still, whatever.
Yeah.
No matter what you're gonna do, is gonna be gang. But there was a point in time where it was gangbanger heaven.
I remember.
I'm sorry, it was haven.
Yeah, you throw a motherfucker over the side rail.
I mean, dog, Nipsey got into it. He almost got jumped by some gangbangers there, and because there'd be a lot of bloods there, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember way back in the day, way before your time. This is early '80s, '81 maybe. There was an arcade in there called Time Out. This is a long fucking time ago. They've remodeled, I think, 3 times since then. But in the last 10 years, I heard some black dude actually say Goku. And I thought at first maybe he was referring to something like African, something else. I was like, there's no way he's talking about. And so now you just tickled my memory, and you tickled an area of the back of my memory and my brain that I realized, you know what? This was like a real Inglewood type dude. And I was like, did that motherfucker just say? No, he didn't say that. So you know what? Because I'm older, so I don't know. There really is a lot of black people that fuck with it.
Oh, man. It's just something about it, man. I feel like it's just, it's hard to describe. I think it's just, because
most of my boys who fuck with Dragon Ball Z, they're either Middle Eastern, they're obviously Japanese.
Yeah.
But like deep Japanese who are deep into anime and everything else, boom. And then it's like guys who are just, I don't even know, I don't want to call them white or anything, I don't know what the fuck, but they're just like Comic-Con type dudes.
Yeah.
So before you're about to elaborate, and I need to know why, Vegeta or Goku, and I need to know why.
Oh yeah, I love this moment. It's definitely Vegeta, man, always. And I want Vegeta to win.
But Goku's better.
I feel like it's not
right?
better, but no. I feel like this is my belief about the difference between those two. Goku doesn't really get the experience that his grandpa tried to tell him. His grandpa Gohan tried to teach him to be a good human or be a man.
But
Even though
Goku's a better fighter, though.
he's a better fighter, but he doesn't grow into the concept of being a man. Vegeta literally is the man that he should, like, he learns the idea of what it means to be a human. And so he like, Goku doesn't develop empathy. Vegeta develops empathy, man. And he lives like he gets it. He goes, you know what? This is my family. This is where I stand. This is what I'm. And he's like, and on top of that, he always consistently lets Goku know, like, we not really friends, bro. You ever notice that he ain't never taken one?
I don't know a lot. I just know enough.
He ain't never like let Goku, like, he be like, don't get it twisted, bro. I'm gonna knock you out as soon as we get through this. We getting back to fighting, bro.
So
but
hold
like,
on. If you did like if we did a poll,
yeah,
internet poll, who would win? You think just voting?
I think because at this point in the game with it, like, now you got Super. And Goku's had the chance to have this long story, like, that's spanned over since the 80s. Like, you know, and then it's like, you know, you got the kid Goku, you got the old Dragon Ball fans, you got the Dragon. See, I'm a Dragon Ball Z kid.
Stop going around in circles, bro.
Who would win?
In a popularity contest, don't you think Goku's going to win?
I feel like it's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to be Goku.
But what do you think? It'd be like 60-40? It'd be like 70-30? It'd be 55-45?
I think it'd be a running close. Yeah, I think it would be if it 60-40. 60-40. Yeah.
Because remember when I made your Vegeta chain?
Oh, people was going off, bro.
No, what I'm saying is, I was like, okay, well, you want a Goku 1 too? And you were like, no, I don't want a Goku chain. I want the Vegeta. And I thought maybe you wanted after. Like, you were very adamant that you wanted Vegeta and you were not interested in a...
Nah, because Vegeta, I fuck with the way Vegeta processes. Vegeta don't trust nothing. He don't trust nobody. Like, he don't even trust his son. Like, his son be like...
So if Vegeta was from LA, what part of town would he be from?
Ooh, if Vegeta was from if Vegeta was from LA, he'd definitely be from Compton.
Be from Compton.
Oh,
right?
yeah, he definitely would be like, look here.
Yeah.
I
feel like Goku would be from like West LA or like Santa Monica or like even like Palisades or somewhere nice. Like,
yeah, like he ain't really get the message. Like, Goku just be dying and coming back, and like he would.
No, Goku lived a very privileged life.
Exactly. Like, how many times did he die in the series and get a chance to come back, and like until they're like, hey, Goku, you know what? You're gonna have to stay here because you're just trolling at this point. I want this is what I want. I want a movie, like, and I don't know if for all you other Dragon Ball fans out there, I want a movie where Vegeta just, I know he does it in Super a little bit, but I want to see a movie where Vegeta just hauls off and beats the bejesus out of Goku. To the point where he walks.
It's not gonna happen, bro.
You know what's funny? I read this somewhere that Akira Toriyama intentionally was like, he never allowed Vegeta to surpass Goku because it was kind of like low key originally what people wanted.
Yeah.
So he was just like,
Maybe.
And it was out of spite for that cartoon or that comic or that manga becoming such a big deal because he had done so many other things. And then Dragon Ball was kind of like, huh, for him. And he was just like, he intentionally made it this kind of way where it was not about something that could be shared. It always had to stay about Goku. And it's like, it reminds me of what George Lucas kind of did to Star Wars, which essentially makes sense.
But what I'm getting at is, it ain't like Batman and Robin. It's way bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Robin's so far behind.
Yeah.
I just feel like Vegeta just more humble.
That's what I'm saying. He you know.
I've never been a super Vegeta fan. If anything, you've maybe changed my mind a little bit more. So now I'm probably like...
You're going to see with a different set of eyes, man.
I'm on the fence. But hey, man, listen. Thundercat, bro. Listen, man. No rainbow sticker. I love you, bro. Thank you very much for coming on and pouring some emotional heart into this episode and talking about our boy. And I hate the fact that it happened to be about some dude named Gold Link who just looked like, I don't know. I don't know, dude, and I don't give a fuck. I just, bro, man, like, dog.
Yeah, man, it strikes a nerve. And all I can say at the end of it, like, on everything I love, like I said this on Twitter. I was like, the truth is, the ego death is important, and we're all growing. And it's one of those things where it's like sometimes you got to hear yourself talk to realize that you just, you're actually just bullshitting. Sometimes people like to hear themselves talk, and it's one of those things. Like I said, like, as much as respect and love as I got for him as another human and as a fellow guy, the truth is, Mac ain't here to defend himself.
Yeah, that's the most. But the thing,
you see what I'm saying? And the
listen,
truth is,
bro, if Mac was alive, Mac wouldn't even fucking address it.
He wouldn't even address that. You wouldn't even have said it because you wouldn't have had nothing to say.
Yeah, he wouldn't even address it.
And it's like it's one of the things. Like the truth is, you gotta let love radiate, man. And it's one of those things where it's like, again, it ain't always about you. You feel me?
It's never about you, really.
And that's what I would hope Goldlink could take from this moment. Like speaking on a dead man like that had nothing but love for you, and trying to figure out this way to spin it into something that was supposed to be a nicely, molded shape thing.
Listen, how do your own fans, like if you're Goldlink, how do your fans even allow that to happen?
Oh man, I'm sure they went off too.
I'm
sure they went off too, man. Like it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, man. And it's just, and it's like it's not even one of those things where it's like a nice, good, healthy. What do you call that?
No.
The devil's advocate. You're not playing the devil's advocate.
There was no healthy.
There's nothing there about that speaks to the juxtaposition or like there's nothing there that you're giving us. It just sounds like a bunch of inflated ego,
Bro,
and you can't backtrack from it. It's like
he was like, God damn, you have such a fucking you have a 14-inch penis, but you have STDs.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? Like something stupid like that.
Yeah,
like,
you can't. You just gotta. It's one of those things where again, it's just it's a learning experience.
Listen, bro, I really appreciate you coming on because we've never had one on a weekend wrap. I'm headed to Dubai.
Hey,
and when I get back, you gonna get us some vegan food. I got a couple spots I gotta show you. And right about now, yo, Miles Jordan, man, let me get some of that Lakey Lake, especially because we got my boy who's a fucking super jazz fanatic, man. Yo, let me get that jazzy beat. Yeah. Okay, we'll be right back. So yeah, man, Thundercat, man, I really wish well for that dude, and I appreciate he coming on here. This is a crazy episode because for weekend rap we don't go this deep and we don't get this type of time, this type of airtime, and then I'm sure y'all don't mind, y'all, you know what I'm saying, especially for the people who actually like hearing my voice and like hearing me talk shit. And so right now that's exactly what we're gonna do. You already know, man. You leave a 5-star review on the Apple podcast page, I will answer a question. Let's get into it right now. Fuck it. The first question is from V Nada. It says, this is the first podcast I've ever listened to. I love it. I find it super inspiring. My question, and I know you have brought it up and stopped. What is the deal with you and LeBron? Man, bro, much love. Thank you for listening to the podcast. That is something we aren't going to address here, man. It's just so much. It's, to tell you the truth, I didn't forget, but it's like, it's to the petty part. That's why I've kind of like let it sort of die down. And it's like, you know what, man, fuck it. But it was some, I don't know, man. We'll get into that. Anyways, so LC30, great podcast. Content is dope. Let me get on the pod. Talk hoops. Just kidding. What you think about the changes in the NBA is trying to make in terms of scheduling? Shit, you know what, man? I know Rap was talking about it, and I haven't got too deep about it, man. I'm sorry, man. I wish I could have get into it. But you know what, man? I don't know if they're gonna make it shorter. Definitely don't make the motherfucking season longer because the motherfucking NBA season is forever. I feel like I talk about that. I feel like I'm in the NBA season all year round. This is just fucking crazy. These guys don't get no kind of break. Cars, K-Rilla815. What do you think about the new Corvette putting up list type numbers for $60K? Or now the C8 Z06 having 900 V8 hybrid drivetrain. Listen, man, I don't know about everyone else. I just know about me. I fucking love the Corvette. I've always loved the Corvette. I can't say I loved the Corvette in the 70s. Those were the years I hated the Corvette. Even now, when people go back to it or whatever and be like, oh yeah, the Boogie Nights went back to the 70s. You see the Corvettes. I didn't like any of those. It wasn't until maybe like the mid to late 80s when the Corvette changed. I was like, oh shit, this is like a beautiful car. And I remember my brother was a stockbroker and he was doing really well for himself and making a lot of money. He had a Corvette. And I remember the first ZR1 was just fucking amazing. And I've said the story before here when I raced a ZR1 and I was in my M5 and I was doing like 160 and this motherfucker just left me. Was I my R8? I forgot. Either way, it was both the same thing. I was in a V10 and I like the new Corvette. You know, I think it's looking too much like a fucking Ferrari now. I don't know. I gotta get in the car. I love the last the C7. I love the last Z06 and the last series of Corvettes. I just really do like the Corvettes. They're just dope. They're fast. They're gangster. They're so inexpensive. But this one, man, I don't know. I kind of get into it. I'm getting weird about cars, man. There's just too many cars out there. There's just, I don't know, man. It's just a weird thing to me. So that's just my opinion right there. CSB, hey Ben, big fan of the podcast. What are your thoughts about lab-grown diamonds, specifically for engagement rings? My thoughts on lab-grown diamonds is it's just bullshit. It's fugazi, and there's just no resale value in it. Regardless, you're not gonna. I know you're not gonna pay the same money, but at the same time, trying to sell it. Imagine having to fucking always have some kind of like a buy story to it, like, oh well, no, listen, but it shines like this and this and this and blah blah, and it looks good and everything else, whatever. I don't know, man. I'm not one for lab grown diamonds. Light speed vortex. Here's my question: thoughts about people spending illegal money on your jewelry, like scammers spending stolen money with you. You know what, man? I can't obviously sit there and fucking police what people do and whatever, and I have speculations or whatever it may be. If I knew like someone obviously was a scam artist, was a piece of shit, and was out there like doing Ponzi schemes or doing whatever the fuck, maybe robbing people, and I was like, yo, you want to spend money with me? Yeah, he'd be bad. I wouldn't fuck with him. I don't want that money. I turn down jobs as it is. I think about it daily. I think some dude hit me. One of my boys is a rapper. He's a well-known local rapper, but he's known here and there. He's been in movies and shit. And he's like, yo, man, TV Johnny, man, he fucking killing you right now. And I'm like, bro, like, do you realize, like, in 1 month, I do what he does in a year? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, when I ran that IG audit, like that fake followers audit, and he had fucking 56 or 58% fake followers or some shit, I was like, come on, dog. But even before that, listen, man, dude is trying to do his thing, and he's trying to, and again, I'm not complimenting him. I'm just, I'm just like, he's out there trying to make a living doing his thing. And I was really seriously thinking about having him on the show, and I know he'd do it. But yeah, no, I would block somebody. We're getting away from the subject. I would block somebody who was trying to spend some money with me who was a scam artist. California bud taxes. Hey, man, just curious, since those VVS pens are so fire and Cali taxes are going up, almost double started 2020. Are you going to do any VVS at the end of year specials so we can stock up? I actually am thinking about doing some specials, and I'll still do some specials in 2020, even with the fucking fucked up taxes. And I'm gonna try to do them much more in Nevada as well. But we'll do some specials for sure. So just stay in tune to the @VVS Pens page. C Marshall 85, love the podcast. I'm a DJ music head, and I first became a fan of yours from Hitman's Murder Weapon mixtape. Bet you don't hear that very often. I don't. That fucking mixtape was fucking awesome. Can you please play T some unleaked music from your days at Aftermath and Priority in the podcast? Music from that era was the best. C Marshall 85. A lot of the music I do have is on cassette, and it's some other shit. Nothing is on MP3 really, so I do need to dig for it. And that is a very good idea. Thank you so much for that. I am definitely going to consider that and really fucking do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to figure out when. It's not going to be, it'll be in 2020. Ibrahim Babakir. Did Trax ever respond to you pulling up on him when you were in NYC? No, he hasn't. And I'll be back there. And I'm not trying to fight. I just want to ask, dude, like, are you a tough dude? Like, what's your issue with me, bro? And if he gets crazy, I'm going to smack him. Right there, period. I hope he hears whatever. I don't really give a fuck. But it's funny because he has a small part in that movie, Uncut Gems. Rap_God. Can you get Be Real on the podcast? Think that'd be a great episode. I think you might have mentioned some beef from back in the day, so don't know if it'd be possible. But if you could, it'd be dope. And maybe get some of the episode with on his Smokebox YouTube show. I've been on Be Real show before. In fact, me and Be Real have been very good. We've been good friends longer than there's been any kind of beef. You see, B follows me on the gram, sort of Cypress Hill, and I got a lot of love. I got a lot of love for Soul Assassins, and that's my family. So yeah, definitely at one point I'm gonna get them on the show. Gerardo_$, listening from Arizona. What's your take on the Cybertruck, Cyberquad, and I see Ryder into 100% Bear Bricks. I also need VVS at MedMen, Tempe, Arizona. I don't think VVS is gonna hit MedMen in Arizona unless we white label, which I don't really have a problem with anymore because I've been checking out MedMen's facilities and they have some fucking primo fucking grow operations and it was dope. Yeah, Ryder's getting it to 100%. He doesn't know this, and obviously he's not old enough to listen to this podcast and he can't figure it out, but I'm going to surprise him with his first 1,000% for Christmas. What's my take on the Cybertruck and the Cyberquad? I think this shit is dope, man. Will I get one? I don't know. When they come out, we'll see. Again, man, it really is an inconvenience until they have charge stations like there are gas stations in the way, and they're a little quicker. And I know that they're saving the economy, or whatever the fuck it is, and saving the earth and the ecosystem. I don't know. I think I want the quad. I'd rock that quad before I rock the truck, to be real with you. Brendan Kim, how often does the diamond fall out of a bust down watch or any jewelry? Depends on how you treat it. If it's set wrong and set shitty, fall out often. It can fall out when you're fucking putting some steam under it. When it's set right, and it's set like when you see it's rare that it comes out when you see a factory diamond set from a watch, because the way they do it is different. Ashley Sophia Molina, question, how can I get a Ben Baller sticker? P.S. Your podcast is so interesting, and I find it so amazing how you've lived such an eclectic life. Also, your Forrest Gump moments always make me shook. Ashley, only you, Ashley Sophia Molina, DM at Ben Baller Pod podcast page, and I will. I'm actually going to get some new batch of stickers made, and I will figure out how to get that going. GNP1, Ben, when are you gonna start making big and tall merch for us guys? Well, I mean, if you're talking about bigger than a 2X, we could probably run a 3 or 4 if that's what you need. I don't know how big. How tall? I got Kevin Durant wearing shit, and motherfucker is fucking 7 feet tall, dog. Motherfucker is 7 feet tall and fits a 2X. Where's your favorite place to eat in Manila? The Japanese restaurant and the Chinese restaurant inside the Shangri-La in Makati, right there at right across from Glorietta. That is the Shangri-La Makati is man, just both those restaurants, Chinese restaurant in there and the Japanese restaurant. Both those motherfuckers are one of my favorites. What else is there, man? Antonio's in Tagaytay is that fucking beef stroganoff. I don't eat that shit anymore though. There's a lot of places out there, Next question. Uncle Jesse 1, love the pod, bro. One question. Can you please get Vince Staples on the show? I feel like you two would hit it off. Me and Vince are friends. Vince is my boy. And yeah, I'll reach out to Vince. We'll see, man. Vince is a funny motherfucker. Very super sarcastic. I love that guy, man. It's my boy. Listener from the Bronx. I don't see the name here. Appreciate your time for the podcast. You heard. Question. I know you said you used to live in New York. Where exactly did you live, or how did you deal with the organized chaos of the city? I lived on 18th. So, I was near Chelsea. I also lived on, 18th Street is definitely, I was in Manhattan, and I was right there, dude. I wasn't too far from where the Dream Hotel is and other spots. I wasn't that far from the meatpacking. I don't know, man. I just dealt with it. Fuck the organized chaos. It was, like I said, New York is not spread apart like LA. You have to fucking deal with people. You're forced to deal with people. Could I live in New York again? I could definitely now that I think about it. I couldn't live in Soho. That's really, tell you the truth, I don't know. But I would definitely want to be in the Upper East Side, Upper West Side, and be near the park. And I'd have to have a driver and all that and everything. So there had to be a second or third residence, and I'd want my kids to be with me the entire time. Wildcard Niloy. Hey, Ben, your podcast is one of the best things ever. Recently started my own automotive consulting business. I'm mainly focused on high-end exotics, collectibles such as LaFerrari or Pagani Zondas. I have clients looking to sell, so my inventory is heavy. But how do I acquire the buyers, consumers of that caliber? What can I do to attract attention to my business? I have been marketing on Instagram and love the segments. And would you get RD wires only on the show? I don't know, man. I never thought about getting RD on the show, but I do want to get some more car people. And RD is my boy, who owns fucking Jesus Christ. I just completely brain farted. What the fuck is it again? It's what the fuck? It's Auto something exotics in fucking Arizona. Anyways, RD's my boy. How do you acquire the buyers of that? Let me tell you something real quick. Instagram might not be the place for you. That is more of something where you've had to establish yourself in that business. You recently started consulting in that business. and high-end stuff, you'd have to already be in that high-end game. You know what I'm saying? Meaning you're flipping cars in that game. There's a lot of guys out there, a lot of dealers who are, they flip. It's not a big game. It's a very small game, small world. And there's big profit on small percentages, but at the same time, you're dealing with higher risk. And again, you got to just go out there and chum up with these people. You got to shoulder up with these people, and you got to get away from the bullshitters. There's going to be some bullshitters that are going to help you, reel in the bigger fish and the whales, but there's nothing I can say. Then you just got to go out there and kind of work it and get in that industry and not be a douchebag. Create 8. If you could go back in time and give advice to your younger self, what would you tell that person? Shit, man. Listen, I would have probably, I say this a lot. I say, listen, if I can go back in time and change, I wouldn't change a damn thing. You know what? That's not true. And it saddens me now to think about it because I love my life so much right now and I love my kids. And I couldn't imagine living any other life just because it's amazing. But I do think about this, and I do think I really do wish I ended up being a producer. I really do wish I ended up making beats because it was something I should have did. I should have did a long time ago, especially because I was a DJ and because I was such into music so early on, and I was always with the right people and I knew how to pick beats and music and everything. And I just wish I think I'd have been probably 10 times more legendary in that game than I was as a jeweler, and I'd have kept it on and whatever. And then I understood publishing early, and I would have been wealthy off of publishing and kind of the shit that Scooter and a lot of people are doing now. But I'm talking, I just took it to a different level. And I would invest in some of the things I was scared to invest in. Will Your Way 1, easily the best podcast out. Thank you, man. Ben, when you first meet someone, what are some qualities that make a person stand out to you? Believe it or not, first impressions, before a word is even uttered out, I do look at every single possible exterior attribute of the person. If they got bacon collar, if their hands are manicured, what kind of tattoos they have and certain things. And none of that really, I'm just saying, I access all that information there. And then I can see, because there's people I know like Mac Miller, who I just said, motherfucker looks crazy, whatever. You never think he's anybody. Boom. He has so much personality. One of the qualities of that stands out is a person who has traveled, a well-traveled person who's got some culture in them from via passport, and you've experienced different cultures and things like that. You've traveled the earth, you've traveled the world. That right there is always dope. Interested in anyone who grew up in the hood and is doing well now. I like to hear stories about diversity. But the qualities, what I'm saying? Like, obviously, just someone who's straight up, even if it's fucked up. Not too straight up, like, hey man, by the way, I just got fucking gonorrhea or some shit. I mean, if I don't know you, you don't need to be that fucking blunt. But a well-groomed, listen, man, when anyone meets me, they're always like, damn, Ben always smells good. I've been smelling good for decades and decades, 3 decades. I've been consistently smelling good, and it's something I try to make sure. Now, I do wear a t-shirt and shorts and sweats a lot and everything else, but at the same time, I do try to keep myself, groomed as far as manicure, shave my head, things like that, whatever. Just someone who actually cares about taking care of themselves. That's important. Some motherfuckers, ain't really taking a shower and they smell and just like, bro, like, come on, man, take care of yourself, Jesus Christ, this is a long motherfucker right here. Lithium Kevin. I work a lonely graveyard shift, and Ben Baller, aka Not Ben Humble, keeps me company in my loneliest hours, that fucking 2 to 4 a.m. time slot at work behind the sick beats. Shout out to Lakey Lake. Hope I didn't murder your @ handle. When will you give away Behind the Baller shirts, and can you please send one my way? In January, before my birthday, I definitely want to run a new line of merch. And yeah, I will do, what I'll do is half of it will be for giveaways. All right. And Lithium Kevin, keep listening in your graveyard shift. Goddamn, it's a long motherfucking lot you wrote. I see Crispy Pata and a lot of other shit, and people don't know what the fuck that is. You must be Filipino. Hopefully you are. Antone 24, did LeBron start the Wash King hashtag because of you? You know what? I read some comments today. Some dudes like, let me be real with you, man. Ben, the motherfucker ain't thinking about you. Listen, bro, it ain't about that. I'm just letting you know that I'd have made that shit. It wasn't like Wash King was a low key thing. I made Wash King go I made Washed go multi times platinum. It went 5-6 times platinum before that motherfucker even uttered a word. And then it traveled around here, boom, then whatever. And then all of a sudden he thinks it's cool to be washed. I don't give a fuck, whatever. Underscore Chica, what's thoughts on the Cybertruck? I already answered that. DJ A1 Yola, what happened to Christy Cash short stint at IF and Co? Christy she has her own, she's doing her own thing. She's doing grills, and I ran into her a couple times in downtown LA. I always like Christy, man. She got a GIA degree. I think if Christy had some better marketing, I think Christy could go out there and even crush it even more. And I hope that she can continue to do this for the rest of her life, because I think that she loves jewelry and she wants to do this and she wants to create. And Christy has a good name and she's a good person, and I want her to win. That's genuine. I've always fucked with that. That's my little girl. I got no ill will towards her. The-kid-saint. I'm a big risk taker. What's the biggest risk you took in life so far? I think going against my college degree was the biggest risk. And because, you know, when you go out there, they ask you, okay, I see your resume. Can we see, you know, what your credentials, your college scholarship, whatever. I mean, your diploma. And they ask you, you know, again, I've said this, I haven't really ever done anything in my background of film. And I went against that. I think that was a risk, going against that, because my heart was in music. And then going into starting a business in jewelry was kind of a risk, because I put, you know, out of $2-something million, I put $1 million out there and said, fuck it, you know, and with really I had enough knowledge with my cousin, but at the same time, the history of my family with money is really not that good. So, you know, I could have taken a big L. I mean, I without going too deep into it, because I'm not pre-reading these questions, I'm reading them in real time right now. I wish I could go a little deeper. Next person, Waterboy J. Can you or have a guest talk a little more taxes and how we can be smarter with our money? If we can't do that, then how about what would one must do in order to make their first $10,000? Oh boy. Bro, listen to me, man. If you haven't made $10,000 yet saved, and this is just, you know, I mean, it's just humbles me when people out there, you know, they don't have 10 grand saved. Listen, if you're out there and you make, you know, $15 an hour, okay, I'm gonna break out the calculator for this. All right, and you make $15 an hour, you work 40 hours a week, right? This is obviously the bottom of the bottom, right? So you make $600 a week before taxes, all right? And that's $2,400 a month. So you make $28,800 a year working full time at 15. That's damn near minimum wage, right? You're not going to do it that way, obviously. And you know, if you know how to do write-offs, the first thing I would suggest is incorporating yourself. I don't give a fuck what anybody says or anything else. It costs so little. You can even fucking do it on LegalZoom.com, but it's cheaper if you do it on yourself. Go incorporate yourself. Go get a bank account, put $350 in there and start that up. And right there, you need to start writing off your life, man. I don't know what you do. Again, I don't know what you do for a living, but if I knew what you did for a living, I could understand better how you can get these write-offs and how you can get these tax breaks. But more so than ever, it'd be smart, man. You know, if you knew, not necessarily reselling or certain things like that, but you know, that would be a very sure way that if you were able to manage to get past bots and everything else on a sneakers app, but something big, like there's some big gambles at the same time. You need to have money to, you know, to make money. So, you know, let's say it's a bear brick, a rare bear brick is $800. You could start with $800. All right. Some of these rare bear bricks that are $800, and if you could get them after tax, like $900, you could fuck around and flip these things and sell them for $2,000. Some of these rare ones, right? And you just got to do your study, you got to do your research, and that right there is $1,000. And that happens like, you know, at least 4 times a year, right there. And that right there is 4 or 5 G's in profit. But you'd have to have good credit, or a credit card to do that. And you could do that with so many different things and keep applying yourself doing that. And it's like, that's what I've done with Bear Bricks, and that's what I've done with sneakers and anything else. And I'm sitting on a bunch of inventory that I love looking at, but I keep it in good condition or whatever. And if I need to flip it, boom, there it is. But it could happen with so many different things. You just have to know what to invest in. And there's obviously stocks and everything else, but that's a little more risky. So I'll definitely try to get somebody on there and talk about more tax breaks and things. Darkmotive.evl. Will there be stocks available to purchase for VVS? There was gonna be. We're setting that up, but this whole fucking situation with BCC, the taxes and fucking vape issues and whatever. That's the plan, but now it's not gonna happen as soon as I thought. Laker Levi, favorite white tees. Right now, there is a pocket tee by Comfort Colors that I love. There's another, I know it sounds crazy, it's just a straight, they're white, regular, plain Zoomies white pocket tee, but it's $27 for a white tee. It's kind of a lot. I love Kirkland white tees. They fuck the neck up. I don't know if they brought it back, but for the standard, I do rock the Stafford white tee because they're super heavy. They're heavier than, they feel like the OG good Canada-made Supreme shirts from back in the day. They're not like a Champion. They don't have that neck. It's just a good team, man. The Stafford is just classic. You get that JCPenney, I think 4 tees for $30. That's a good one. Human Made also makes really good white tees, and those are thin. Those are thin ones. Auto or manual transmission in exotics. I'm definitely not a fan of manual. I love driving stick shift, but when it comes to like really like what I prefer, dog, it's not auto, dude. It's F1. I prefer the Ferrari transmission and the Ferrari dual clutch over anything else. Lee I.O. Ben Baller ain't humble, but the man dude is laid back. Even when Ben is angry, he's still chill and collect. My question is, what inspires you to be the best person you could be? It is simple. After all this is said and done, I don't want my kids to come back and be like, damn, my dad was a fucking asshole. You can say he's a troll, say anything else, blah, blah. They might think it's funny, but at the end of the day, they know, hey, listen, my dad was a man. He was about his business. He was about supporting us. He was about everything he wanted to do was to make sure we had a better life. 100% my kids and my wife are who inspire me to be the best person I can be. Fuck yes. That was the last motherfucking question. Oof, that was a lot. This is a motherfucking episode right here. Yo, man. So listen, man, I'm getting ready to go to Dubai. I got this Monday Night Football game. And then after this Monday Night Football game, out to Dubai. I always pack for an international trip. I pack at least 4 or 5 days before. Yes, I write down a list. I have all my shit ready to go. Outfits, what day, boom, this, that, and the third. I check the weather and everything. Preparation is so key. Proper preparation is everything in my life. I always have a day pack ready to go. If I'm going to San Francisco, going to San Diego, going somewhere for the fucking day regardless. I have my little fucking carry-on. I have my podcast kit that's ready to go with the microphones and the fucking recording equipment ready to go. I have a toiletry bag that's just separately made for a 1 to 2 day trip. And then I have my big shit, So I'm always prepared, and I'm telling you this because it makes my life easier because I hate flying, right? And it's even down to the mental state, who I'm going to see before I fly on a 15-hour, 16-hour flight, when I'm going to take a shower, how much rest I'm going to have, how much I'm going to prepare. Listen, I don't like rushing to a plane. That's never been me ever, especially with the situation with the fucking LAX, But when I prep, it makes me feel 10 times better. Love, enjoying the fucking first class lounges and all that. Even down to what I have. I have like a little small travel pack for my long international flights. And in that travel pack, it's like a fanny sack. I have, anxiety medicine. I have baby wipes. I have flushable wipes. I have, always have gum. No matter where, I'm always have fucking gum on me. I get a phone stand in there. I have an extra charger. I have a wall plug-in charger just in case. I have a peppermint, little wipe that kind of it's aromatherapy type things. I just always make sure I'm prepared before I travel because traveling is so stressful. I try to stretch and walk every time I'm on a plane. I stretch my legs out. I try to get my rest. I make sure I time everything. And lastly, I fucking bit the bullet and I bought an iPhone 11 Pro Max. I have this lease deal with T-Mobile, and people badmouth T-Mobile. It's crazy. Listen, man, T-Mobile has the most insane international plan ever. And I don't rock with that fucking change a SIM card or I gotta wait for Wi-Fi or whatever. You can have super fucking fast data and you have unlimited fucking free calling in 500 different countries. And there's just so much fucking dope shit that T-Mobile has. Plus it's Wi-Fi calling. So if you do have Wi-Fi, you can call for free that way as well. But, you know, I bought the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I'll be real with you. I don't think that there's an enormous difference. I haven't had it for a very long time. I've had it for like 4 days, but I will fuck with it. I did get it because in Dubai, I want to take some better pictures. I want to hit the pool and, you know, get some shots of fucking Burj Khalifa and all that stuff and everything. If you are in the United Arab Emirates, in Dubai, Seoul DXB is this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Thursday night, I believe, is just a VIP thing. Shout out to my boy Saif, who is out there. Shout out to my boy George Rollo. Shout out to my boy Fatty. I don't think I'm going to hit the farm and go see the exotic animals or anything this time. My wife is so against that shit anyway. But I'm just going to try to relax a little bit, get away, get this focus, get this paper. Shout out to Crep, Protect, Collect, and my Presented by family. I am dropping a brand new tracksuit. Shit is flames. High end. I'm dropping a Crep Protect Ben Baller collaboration sneaker cleaner. Shit is fire. You know we're going to give away a tracksuit and the sneaker cleaner away on the podcast. So stay tuned. This ain't some cheap shit. You already saw the last tracksuit. That last tracksuit was fucking flames. So fire, so luxurious, so high end, so well made, super good quality. If you are not subscribing to the Ben Baller podcast, aka Behind the Baller, why not? Please tell your friends about it. Tell them this is the best way to get through traffic. This is the best thing to listen to on a plane, while you're doing something else, while you're fucking at the gym, whatever the fuck it may be. Always remember, this is not your practice life. Think about what that means. This is not your practice life. This ain't a fucking video game. This is real. Take that shit into consideration. I appreciate every single one of you guys. We got heat coming. I got more and more coming for you on this podcast. I really appreciate you guys. Once again, it is fuck the 49ers. I am fucking laughing at you motherfuckers. And listen, y'all have a great week. God bless again. I'll be back on Thursday coming live from Dubai. Peace.